What is going on, everybody?
We up. We in here.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon.
Moving along. Yeah, wherever you are. Wherever you are in the world. We got football in, what, 19 hours? Something like that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And it's one of the rare Sundays where I don't have to worry about the Bills aren't playing on Sunday. They're playing on Monday.
It's a big game.
So I can just sit back and chill on Sunday. Yeah.
Huge
Monday is
matchup.
going to be nerve-wracking.
Well,
It
you got
is.
two of those. You got two of those in a row, right? Because the Bills played on Thanksgiving last week,
Yep.
and now they play Monday night this week. They get a little extended mini bye week here with that Monday night game. But yeah, huge game against the Patriots.
And the Eagles playing the Jets.
That's going to be the most empty calories matchup of the weekend.
Oh man, I can't wait. Starting their defense, so can't wait.
You're starting the Eagles, yeah. No, that makes sense. The Eagles should be just fine against Zach Wilson, who does not appear to be confident enough to play right now. Just using the coach's words. That's it.
I mean, I don't feel confident playing him in fantasy. That's for sure.
Wilson?
I got
No, you can't
I got
play.
him in a few
Elijah
2 QB
Moore.
dynasty leagues where I'm forced to play him and it doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good.
No way.
But what's going on, everybody in the chat? Kyle Nohi,
on,
what's going
everybody?
on? Richie, what's going on? AK, Mark Yasko, Lucius, Matangs, Johnny Jones, what's going on, everybody?
Happy Saturday. Hope everybody's enjoying their evening or like John said, their day, their morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. Because we're global, apparently.
Apparently.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I like it.
But
All right, Kyle Nohi with the first question, though.
Yeah, let's get to it.
I need 2 running backs and a flex in a half PPR. Running back CEH, Mitchell, Coleman, Scott, Breida. Wide receivers Gage, tight end Everett.
I think that's Michelle, not Mitchell.
Michelle, yes, you're right.
But you're playing Clyde.
Sony Mitchell.
Of these options, you're playing Clyde. I'm playing Sony if Henderson's out. Now they play. I think they play a later. They have a later start, right? They have a 4 or 5 start, so that can make it a little difficult with some of these other guys who are playing in the early window. I think what I would do is I would put. I think the Eagles are going to be just fine tomorrow, and this is crucial. This is important. I just saw this on somebody on Twitter tweeted this out. The Eagles have a running back on their practice squad who they did not elevate. They did not elevate. That's a good sign for Boston Scott as far as backing up Miles Sanders. So I think what I would do in this situation, Kahunoi, is I would play Clyde. I would play Scott in your 2 running back spots. I would pencil in Sony in your flex, and if Henderson is active, I would flip him out for Breida.
That's solid.
I know Coleman got like 18 touches.
I'm not going back to that well. I'm not
either. The Eagles aren't great against the run, but the Jets aren't great at anything.
No.
At all. The Eagles are not that good against the run, but they're not giving up like a ton of. They're middle of the pack as far as fantasy points allowed. Coleman is not an attractive option. I know he got 18 total touches. I just don't have any faith in the Jets offense outside of Elijah Moore. So I'm playing Clyde. Give me Boston Scott. I think the Eagles just win this game, and again, they get back to their ground game that has been so successful. Again, Boston Scott should be fine. No Jordan Howard, and they didn't elevate another player. So Boston Scott's going to be the direct backup to Miles Sanders, and he's going to get enough work to come through. Put those 2 guys in your running back spots. I would play Sony in your flex if Henderson is out, but if Henderson is in, I pivot to Breida on Monday night.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's what I would.
And I am all the way off Coleman, and I'm pretty much off like entirely any Jet right now.
Elijah Moore is the one exception, but even he didn't have a great game last week.
Even if I have him on my bench, I'm not itching to start him.
Nope.
Nope.
mean, unless I have, there are tier breaks. Like Russell Gage is an option. Russell Gage has got a good matchup this week.
I'm all right.
I'm okay. Yeah, agreed. I'm all right.
Yeah.
Like, he was like the benchmark. Like I saw people on Twitter ahead of the Thursday night game. Like, do I pick up Russell Gage or do I play Amari Cooper? And Amari Cooper didn't have a great game, but he had enough of a floor where I was like, I'm fine with this. I'm not picking up Russell Gage. So yeah, I'm playing Clyde, Scott, and Sony. Breida replaces Sony if Henderson is active.
Agreed. And we missed 2 questions before that. They were thrown in before the stream started. So thank you to R. Gordon and thank you to Richie. Najee Harris or Javonte Williams? Ooh. I love Javonte Williams. I do. But I'm going Najee Harris, even though Melvin Gordon is not playing and Javonte Williams should have the majority of the role going out. And we got a breaking news. Jalen Hurts is out for tomorrow. Gardner Minshew is in.
Oh, holy hell. That's brutal.
Yeah, does that change anything for you regarding, what you had said about Scott?
No, because I think they commit to the run even more now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That hurts. No, I wasn't trying to even, no pun intended, seriously, but that just that sucks.
That does suck. Jalen Hurts has been having a nice fantasy season.
Yeah.
Well, let me get him out of there for Burrow in one of my dynasty leagues. Okay, Jalen Hurts out. I think that's fine for Miles Sanders. I think it's fine for Boston Scott. It's a downgrade for Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert. But you're probably still playing those guys anyway. That is big news, though. Jalen Hurts out with it was an ankle injury, I think, that he had been dealing with all week. It's unfortunate because he had been practiced. This stupid squad notification on Sleeper is preventing me from making any updates, and now Sleeper is just crapping the bed altogether. All right, I'll deal with that later. I don't feel any worse about Miles Sanders and Boston Scott with the fact that Jalen Hurts isn't playing. I feel a little worse about Devontae Smith. I feel a little worse about Dallas Goedert, but you're still firing them up. This gives the Eagles, honestly, the Eagles all have a late bye this year. Their bye week is next week. This isn't totally out of nowhere. Now Hurts has 2 weeks to get healthy, to rest. In a game that the Eagles should win anyway. I'm sorry, the Jets stink. Not that the Eagles aren't world beaters, but the Jets are even worse. Anyway, also really quick, Danny Boy says he can't see us.
Can't see us? I just noticed can't see the chat. You couldn't see the chat.
Now I can see.
Yeah, I just put it up there. Apologies about that. We were working on some upgrades to the overall live stream. A little bit of a hiccup there, but I believe everything should be all right now. But let us know if not.
If you can't see us, let us know.
Yeah. You should be able to see us. I think it was related to the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Anyway, for anybody who's just now joining or maybe didn't see the news, Jalen Hurts is out for the Eagles tomorrow. Gardner Minshew will be the quarterback. I feel fine about the running backs. Bleh about the wide receivers. Apparently I'm a little low. Apparently my levels are a little low.
Turn them up a little bit.
Turn off a little bit. How's that sound? Am I a little louder now?
You look all right in the VU meters. Maybe turn up a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
All right. Jesus, there we go. I'm breaking stuff over here. And all
right, yeah, you're just about hitting. And turn it up a little bit more.
Turn it up a little more.
Just a little bit more.
Little more.
Little more.
All right, I just moved it up a smidge more. All right, I think we're good. And I'm seeing the green thing
a little bit
flashing
less.
just fine.
Just a little bit less.
All right, a little less now. All right. Okay, I think we're good.
There we go. Perfect.
Cool. Anyway, I've said my piece about the Eagles offense. Jalen Hurts out. Running game should be fine. You're firing up Miles Sanders. with a decent amount of confidence tomorrow, despite the dud game last week or the uninspiring game last week. And you're firing up. I think you're firing up Boston Scott just fine with no Jordan Howard. Not sure if Kenneth Gainwell will play because it's still low. Well,
you're coming up all right fine on my VU meter, so I think.
Okay. Better. Okay, he says better now. Okay, good, cool. Appreciate it. Thanks for keeping us honest there.
Yeah.
Obviously want things to look and sound good. But anyway, let's get back to some of these questions. Not overly worried about the Eagles tomorrow, especially the ground game. But you said we missed a couple of questions from the top.
It was Javonte Williams versus Najee Harris, and I'm going Najee, despite the fact that Javonte is in a great spot. Great spot. Gotta go Najee still. You gotta go Najee still though, man. He's been where is he right now?
I'm going Javonte.
Of course you are.
I love Javonte. This is his time. This is his time to shine. Now, yes, could Mike Boone mix in? Because the Broncos have had plenty of success deploying 2 running backs all year. Yes. But there's a big gap in talent between Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams, and then Mike Boone. I think Williams is going to see a lot of work tomorrow. I think he's going to catch plenty of passes out of the backfield. I think he's got a 4 or 5 catch floor. I don't see why he can't come through with a score tomorrow. I like Javonte a lot tomorrow, and I know Najee has been rock solid. I know
he's been better than rock solid, man. And I understand every single point you're making, and I agree. He will probably get much, if not all, of what you're saying, and I agree. He's a great play, but Najee Harris has been the RB4 for PPR in PPR points. And in standard, I believe he's the RB7 right now. Yes.
Yeah, he's getting tons of
volume. I'm not moving off of that. I know Javonte is in a great spot, and I'd be looking at who else do you have on your team that you can sit in favor of Javonte, or in favor of Javonte. But I'm not moving away from Najee Harris, the current RB4 in PPR, RB7 in standard.
Yeah, I understand not wanting to bench Najee, and that would be my question. Who else could you potentially take out of your... I guess you might be looking at stud after stud. If you're between these 2 players. This feels like a smash spot for Javonte Williams. Man.
I know it does. But
maybe
all right.
Maybe I'm chasing the hype.
Gordon, let me know. Or let us know.
Who are your other options?
Who else do you got in another RB spot where you can... Or you can sit that person or you could sit that person in favor of Javonte Williams, because Javonte Williams is in a smash spot this week. Yep. But I can't move off of Najee, man. I can't.
I might be able to.
I know you will.
I might be able to.
Yeah. All right. But let us know, R. Gordon and Richie.
Yeah, let us know.
Sorry, we missed your question there. Pick 2. David Montgomery, Van Jefferson, or Mike Williams, PPR? I'm going with the first 2.
I think so.
I'm going David Montgomery and Van Jefferson.
I think so. Mike Williams has come back to earth a little bit as far as like the week-to-week inconsistency. It's not a good matchup by the numbers tomorrow. The Bengals are actually decent against opposing wide receivers. West Coast team flying east for an early game. That's always an intangible that I like to consider. Whereas the Rams get Jacksonville, who they could kind of easily boat race. Let's be real. But Van Jefferson has been delivering some big performances recently, or has at least been more than relevant. You know, a minimum of 6 targets in his last 5 games, a minimum of 40 receiving yards in all of them. I don't know. Mike Williams just feels a little bit more volatile than Van Jefferson right now. You know, Mike Williams is under 40 yards receiving in 3 of his past 5 games. I'm going Van. And then, I'm playing David Montgomery.
Yeah, I'm sticking with those first 2. And
Yep.
you guys, it looks like the chat just stopped working. That was me. I was tinkering with the settings, and when I did that, it disappeared. So it will be back once more chats populate. Apologies. But let's keep it moving. Richie, thank you for your question. David Montgomery and Van Jefferson is both.
Yep.
Nick and my answer to your question. Kawanohi, we hope that that answer helps you that we gave earlier.
Yeah, my question or my answer doesn't change with Jalen Hurts being out.
Richie, that was a duplicate of the question that you asked earlier. So, AK, sit one, PPR, Brandon Ayuk, Saquon, Najee, or Miles Sanders.
Saquon?
Oh man, that's crazy. But yeah,
I think I'm sitting Saquon.
No Daniel Jones. Now that might mean that they rely on him more.
Sure,
but he hasn't been getting it done. Miles Sanders is in a smash spot right now.
Miles Sanders is in a smash spot.
I'm not moving away from Najee, like I said in my answer to Richie's question. And Brandon Ayuk should be the wide receiver 1 right now for a hot Jimmy Garoppolo.
Hot in more ways than one.
All right.
And against Seattle, who is my favorite punching bag these days, against as far as their defense, against anybody. Yeah, Ayuk with no Debo, I can't sit. Najee in general, I can't sit. Miles Sanders is in a smash spot. Saquon is in the worst situation of all 4 of these guys. Could he be the one who delivers the biggest? Sure, yeah, but he hasn't to this point. And there's plenty stacked against Saquon right now. The matchup, the overall situation with the offense. They only scored 13 points against an okay, not great Eagles defense last week, and he was not much of a factor in that.
What I will say about Saquon is that coming back from injury, he typically takes a few weeks to ramp up to be his normal self.
Sure.
So he's still in that ramp up process. If we're to believe that's just how he approaches how his body acclimates to getting back into the NFL.
If you really want to play Saquon, I guess if you're sitting there thinking like I'm in my heart of hearts, in my gut, I can't bench Saquon, then I guess I would not play Miles Sanders of these options. But this should finally be a game where Sanders comes through.
Yeah, I mean, like you said last week, if he doesn't come through this week, then.
Well, I guess I discounted the fact that they're playing the Jets this week, and any running back can come through against the Jets, with who even has like an ounce of talent. So.
No, I mean the fact that we're willing to play Miles Sanders this week ahead of Saquon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm benching Saquon of these options. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we hope that helps, AK. We're both in agreement. You bench Saquon this week.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe we're there, but
that's
where we are. Lucius, what's going on? Would you start Bateman, Hilton, or Parker this week? Half PPR, and you're welcome in advance. Thanks for your question.
I mean, it's gotta be Bateman, right? It's gotta be Bateman.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Hilton's not playing Houston.
Yes, he is.
Is he?
Yeah, they're playing Houston in Houston. This is where TY usually smashes, but
you're right.
I don't know. I'm a little leery of just like plugging Hilton in based off of that recent history. Bateman last week was a gross game all around. Lamar threw 4 interceptions. He had 4 for 31. The week before
that's not going to happen every week.
Yup.
I'm going back to Bateman there. I'm going to Bateman.
I'm going back to Bateman.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good matchup by the numbers. Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's down. I think multiple guys on defense once again. Let me check. Let me check this, John. While if you could.
No, they're down. They're at least banged up on defense, and the guys that are in haven't been super effective. I mean,
Joe Hayden is out.
Who did they play last week? The Steelers.
Who did they play? Oh, they got boat raced by Cincinnati.
Exactly. Their defense was healthier coming into that game.
Yeah.
But they weren't able to stop Cincinnati at all.
TJ Watt's on the COVID list, so he's probably he doesn't look like he's going to be he might not be able to play. Joe Hayden is out. I'm playing Bateman. I'm going
to keep going back to that well cuz I'm a fan of that offense. I'm a fan of the prospect. Yeah, I'm going Bateman too.
Yep.
Hope that helps, man. Mark Yasko, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. If Henderson decides to play, should I play him or Sony Michel?
I think you have to play Henderson.
If Henderson's playing, I'm playing active. Henderson.
I think you have to play Henderson if he's active, but I do think regardless, I think Sony Michel is going to have more of a role tomorrow. I think he's going to mix in a little bit more. So I would just caution that. I do think Sony Michel is going to have a role, but if Henderson is active, I would have to roll with Henderson over Sony Michel. I think we could be looking at maybe not like a 50-50 split if Henderson is active, but I could see 60-40 still in Henderson's favor.
Right.
But then to that point, I'm going to still give the slight nod to Henderson.
Yeah, if Henderson plays, I'm playing Henderson. If he's not playing, obviously, Sony Michel's a great pivot. But yeah, I agree. Johnny Jones, what's going on? DK, Terry, or Van Jefferson? Scary Terry.
Terry.
I'm going Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, that's talking about wells that you go back to or not. Terry is a well that I go back to over and over and over.
Wide receiver one with without question. I mean, DK Metcalf can be a wide receiver one, but he has questions. There are questions about that offense, about that quarterback right now. Right. I don't think there are any questions about the on-field relationship between Scary Terry and Taylor Heineke now.
Remember, Washington will be without J.D. McKissick. And yes, that's a boost for Antonio Gibson, but J.D. McKissick is the pass-catching back for
good point.
The football team. If McKissick is out, that could just be an extra look or two to McLaurin, especially if McKissick comes in on third down, right? So third down, it's 3rd and 3, it's 3rd and 4. Shoot, it's even 3rd and 7 or whatever. Washington needs a first down. That's as far as I'm concerned, that's an extra look to Terry. Nothing scary about the matchup by the numbers. Vegas, what does Vegas give up to? Vegas, I think, is middle of the pack against wide. Actually, they're a little better against wide receivers than I thought, but still, by the numbers, they're not bottom 10. And Terry's a matchup beater anyway. Terry.
Yeah, I'm going Terry, and it's not hard for me right now with the way that
not
DK's
with the way
playing.
That the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Not with the way.
If DK was firing on all, and that offense was firing on all cylinders, it'd be a lot harder for me. But Terry right now.
Yeah.
Matangs, what's going on? Brandon Ayuk or Darnell Mooney for flex? Mike Gesicki or Logan Thomas for tight end?
Oof. That's tough. At tight end,
Brandon Ayuk.
I'm
going Brandon. I know Darnell Mooney has been good, very good.
He's been great recently. So is Ayuk.
Ayuk is. That offense is without the best wide receiver in the league right now. So they're gonna need somebody to step in and fill that void, and pick up the slack. And it's gonna be Brandon Ayuk. And Brandon Ayuk has operated like a wide receiver one in the recent past.
So, Mooney's been a wide receiver one the past couple of weeks. I'm going Mooney. Justin Fields is not going to. It is close. Justin Fields is not going to play again. It's going to be Andy Dalton once again. And with Andy Dalton, Mooney has 2 touchdowns in the past 2 weeks. He didn't score last week. He just had a big game. All he had was a big game. He had a 50-yard catch. He had a 25-plus yard catch. Mooney delivered. He was still easily over 100 yards last week, I think, on 5 or 6 catches. The Arizona Cardinals are the Bears' opponent. It's a home game for the Bears, but the Cardinals presumably tomorrow are going to have Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins back. So it's not inconceivable that the Bears are playing catch up in the second half, whereas the 49ers are, running the Seahawks into submission in the second half.
Yeah, but to your point from last week, you play people that are playing Seattle. And Brandon Ayuk is going to be the number one wide receiver for a team that is playing Seattle.
I know.
They're averaging 27.3 fantasy points to opposing wide receivers right now.
I know.
And it's going to be Jawan Jennings.
Jawan Jennings, yeah.
On the other side there. In the last 4 games, Brandon Ayuk has at least 7 targets. Or at least 6 targets, 2 games with 7 or more targets, 2 touchdowns in the last 4 games. Last game, he had a boomer bust week, but that still amounted to 3 catches for 91
he had 3
yards.
Catches for 90. Like I know he had a.
And now I mean Debo's not going to be in the game.
No,
who's been one of the most relied upon.
Which means
weapons
maybe
in the
Ayuk
offense.
gets a couple carries here and there. That's definitely possible. I
Yeah,
understand.
I could see double-digit targets and a couple of rushes for Brandon Ayuk. And it's not that I don't like the pivot. It's just Brandon Ayuk.
I just think with Mooney,
we were all expecting him to be a wide receiver 1 this year.
He fell off, and then I a couple weeks ago was on top of Ayuk on the bounce back. All I know is the past 4 games for Mooney, 6 for 64 on 9 targets, two total touchdowns, and then the past 2 weeks, 5 catches on 16 targets for 121 and a touchdown, and then last week on Thanksgiving, 5 for 123. Like, he has been delivering either 5 catches and 100 yards or multiple scores in the past 4 weeks. And even in the game, in the one game that he didn't, he still had 6 catches for over 60 yards. I think Mooney is as
you could say
reliable as you can get at wide receiver right now.
You can say basically the same thing about Brandon Ayuk, except now he's going to have a much
really
more
good.
expanded role, and the offense has been. It's been rolling of late. And a lot of that has to do with Deebo Samuel, but that means that there's going to be even more work for Brandon Ayuk. Everything you're saying about Mooney, I get and I understand and I agree with, but it's like more so with a better quarterback and a better offense with Brandon Ayuk.
It's a better offense, and Jimmy is definitely, I guess if I had to rank the quarterbacks right now, I would prefer Jimmy G over.
And the matchup is great.
Nothing scary about the matchup for Ayuk.
It's not that I don't like Mooney. I like
is
Mooney
a wave
a lot,
that
but
Mooney's a wave that I'm riding right now. That's
Fair.
just how I feel.
Fair.
Mooney's a wave that I'm riding. Look,
we'll keep tabs on this one.
This is not me. This is not an anti-Ayuk for me. This is just like I'm very bullish on Mooney.
And Mike Gesicki or Logan Thomas. Mike Gesicki has cooled off a little bit of late.
I think I'm going Logan Thomas with no JD. Devontae Parker is back for the Dolphins. JD McKissick is out for Washington. I think I'm going Thomas. What did he do last week? I need to take a look at this. Actually, sorry, give me 1 second.
Their average points per game are about the same.
Was last week his first game back?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Six targets, 3 receptions, 31 yards. Should add a touchdown.
Vegas is a phenomenal matchup by the numbers for opposing tight ends. Like, phenomenal. They're up there. They're top 3 in the league, I think. Logan Thomas. Actually, that one's a little easier for me. Yeah, to your point, Gesicki has cooled off a little bit recently. And with Devontae Parker coming back, the target share is not as consolidated. It is a little bit more consolidated for Washington. I'm going Logan Thomas at tight end.
Yeah, I think I am
too. So we're split between Ayuk and Mooney, but we are a little bit more definitively on the same page with the tight end. Logan Thomas there.
Though neither are bad options. I think
no,
Logan
they both should
ceiling.
be good. They both should deliver. It's just a matter of who do we think is going to maybe slightly outperform the other.
Yeah.
John likes Ayuk. I like Ayuk too, but between these two options, I prefer Mooney.
You got an Ayuk question a couple of times here within the next few questions, but
we will do that.
We hope that helps, Matangs. Shane Tuck, what's going on?
What's up, Shane?
Claypool or Freiermuth, PPR?
Claypool.
Claypool.
Yeah, Claypool. Freiermuth is good. He cleared concussion protocol, so that's good. But also Claypool was removed from the injury report as well, even though he's dealing with turf toe. Apparently, you never want to hear that. But he was removed from the injury report. I think he's got over 80 yards receiving in his past two games. He just hasn't scored. Freiermuth has scored, but Claypool's is the favorite as far as getting targets. Nothing too scary about the matchup. 8 targets last game, 9 targets the game before that. Wasn't doing much right before that, but of late, Claypool's been coming on a little bit stronger. I'm gonna go Claypool.
Yeah, I'm going Claypool there. And I know
Freiermuth could get 4.
I've advocated technically being off of Freiermuth for the past few weeks. I know that, but it isn't that I've been off of Freiermuth. It's just the questions are pointing me in the other direction. I was going Knox instead of Freiermuth. Now I'm going Claypool instead of Freiermuth in the same offense. I'm not off of Freiermuth. It's just that touchdown production has to stop at some point. He's not going to get a touchdown a game.
He's not going to score.
And he's been making a living off of that, off of like 4 catches past 2 games. So I think Claypool is the smart play this week.
Yeah, I'm going Claypool there between those options.
All right, our second Brandon Ayuk question. Eduardo Tovar, what's going on? Brandon Ayuk or DeAndre Hopkins?
I can't sit Hopkins if he plays.
Yeah, I mean,
he's one of those guys.
His quarterback should be full go.
Kyler should be fine. Hopkins is a little bit more of the concern. But Hopkins returned to practice on Wednesday, right? This wasn't like, Hopkins did not practice Wednesday, did not practice Thursday, got in a limited practice Friday.
Top 5 wide receiver as soon as he's healthy and back on the field.
Yeah, he practiced this. Like, he's one of those dudes that it's just like, if he's in, I got to play him. Could there be some downside? Sure. Does Ayuk maybe have the better matchup and more upside? Sure. DeAndre Hopkins any given week is a top 5 option.
Yes, I'm sticking
even though he's a little older.
Sticking with DeAndre Hopkins. Yep.
Even though he's been banged up, even though he's dealing with injuries, until I see the wheels completely fall off, unless I physically see that happen, I have to play Hopkins.
Agreed.
Now, I think, the decision is easy, obviously, if Hopkins is ultimately ruled out. But if he's active, if we get that update, DeAndre Hopkins' status changed from questionable to healthy, it's got to be Hopkins.
Boom. All right. Danny Boy YouTube. Ayuk, OBJ, Lockett, Sony Michel, or Parker? Choose 2. In that situation, Lockett and Ayuk.
You're going Lockett?
Lockett continues to,
Lockett has been good the past couple of weeks.
He's the only person you can start in the Seattle offense.
I'm with you on Ayuk. I agree with Ayuk.
Who are you going instead of Lockett? OBJ is banged up, and I know he's due to be playing, but
he delivered last week. We have to remember that.
Right.
I'm looking at a potential, Sony Michel if Henderson is out.
Yes.
If Henderson's
in
ruled
that situation, I agree with you.
If Henderson's ruled out, I'm going Sony Michel. Odell is questionable, expects to play. Already said McVay said he'd be surprised if Beckham's not out there. Beckham scored on a long play last week against the Packers in a situation where we were both advocating to bench Odell Beckham until we see what happens, and he came through.
Yep.
So that has to be taken into account. I think because Odell came back to life a little bit last week and because of the struggles of Seattle's offense, I think I lean Odell over Lockett, but I think I lean Sony Michel over both if Henderson is inactive. So I'm going Ayuk and Sony if Henderson is out. I'm going Ayuk and Odell if Henderson is in.
I mean, Lockett hasn't scored the touchdowns, but his last 4 weeks, 3 for 96, 4 for 115, 12 for 142. In 3 of his last 4 games, he's put up at least low-end wide receiver 2 numbers and had one high-end wide receiver 1 game. Regardless of the quarterback that's been playing this year, Lockett has been on fire.
You're right.
And it looks like Russell Wilson likes him more as a target this year than any other person in that offense. And it's really not close right now. Lockett's the go-to guy there. It's like that offense is content letting the defense take DK Metcalf out of the equation and just pepper Lockett with the targets, and it looks like Gerald Everett's been getting more involved.
Yes, he has.
I'm going Lockett there.
I just worry with Lockett.
If Henderson's not playing Sony, but Lockett
over Odell.
Over Odell this week, yeah.
I've always been a
fan
of
Lockett. Show me again,
Lockett.
Odell. Lockett's been showing me all year.
Yeah.
Show me again, Odell. You had 1 week.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a good point. And I've always been a fan of Lockett. You just always have to be cautious of riding Lockett too long, and then you catch the 2-catch 20-yard performance.
Yeah, and you have to be careful of riding Odell after one hot game. After like 2.5 to 3 years of bad play, he had one hot game, and we're all the way on him, going all the way in on him. Whereas,
well, I'm not all the way in.
Yeah, I mean, Lockett right now, wide receiver points 2020 or 2021. I'm pretty sure he's top 10
for the season, even though through that rough stretch that he had.
It's not top 10, top 22.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, he had a stretch between like weeks 3 and 7 where he was doing pretty much nothing. But yeah, even just a few weeks ago, just what I was talking about, that 2 for 23 game. I would
he'll give you a dud every once in a while, but yeah. I mean, wide receiver 2 with high-end wide receiver 1 value sometimes when he plays, and you can't guess those weeks, but he's been just as productive as he was last year.
All right.
Albeit with the quarterback. I mean, you're open to disagree with me, obviously, but I'm sticking to my guns here.
I'm playing Ayuk and Sony if Henderson is out, but if Henderson is in, it's like kind of go with your gut between Lockett and OBJ. Lockett has been...
You're going OBJ, I'm going Lockett, and we'll see how it goes.
Lockett's been the better performer recently. Odell got out of the bad situation that was hampering his production and almost instantly came back to life, right? That's all. But I do like Lockett.
In a spot without Robert Woods for the rest of the year. I get it.
Right.
It's enticing. Right. But show me again. Lockett's been showing me. Show me again. OBJ.
That's fair. That's fine.
If he shows me again and he puts together a stretch of 2 good games, I'm more willing to buy in. But we've seen the explosion of Van Jefferson. Cooper Kupp ain't going nowhere.
Van is awesome.
So yeah, show me again, OBJ, that you're that dude right now. That you're that dude again. And then I'm willing to buy in. But until that happens, Lockett's been that dude.
Yeah.
But thank you for your question, man. Hope that helps, Danny Boy.
Yeah, hopefully that helps.
And hopefully you can see us now.
Yeah, hopefully all technical issues are
Yeah.
figured out now.
E111, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Thanks for the technical help.
Yeah, the assist.
Big BS, Foster or Logan?
Yes.
Foster Moreau or Logan Thomas?
Logan.
Logan Thomas. I like Foster Moreau a
Logan.
lot, but Logan Thomas.
I like Moreau. I like Moreau's chances to deliver tomorrow, but Logan Thomas is a little bit more of established, a little bit more of a consolidated target share with no J.D. McKissick. Should have scored last week. It was called back. And it's a phenomenal matchup by the numbers. Like, phenomenal matchup by the numbers.
He was the tight end 4 last year.
I'm going Logan
he's
Thomas.
been on IR for like the entire season. I get that, but he's back now, and that offense needs playmakers.
Got a game under his belt.
And
yeah,
the tight end, lesser tight ends, continue to succeed in his absence, which means he should slide right back in to the role that he's been playing since the beginning of last year, and be a tight end 1 rest of the season, as long as he can stay healthy. So yeah, I'm going Logan Thomas.
Yep.
AB, what's going on?
What's up, AB?
I have no choice but to start an RB on my bench. I have but to spot start a running back on my bench. Sorry about that. I have Devontae Booker, but wondering if I should trade him for Burkhead, Tev Coleman, drop him. Hines, should I look out for Booker? I mean, Sony Michel should get all the work that he can handle. Or not Sony Michel. Saquon Barkley should get all the work that he can handle.
That he can, yeah.
So I don't know if this is a week where we should be looking at Devontae Booker like he's going to get a lot of work. But Burkhead's not somebody that I want to pivot to. Neither is Tevin Coleman or Hines. I guess out of that group right now,
I feel like I'm in.
I guess out of that group right now, I'm going Tevin Coleman, and I don't like it because I just recently said I'm never gonna be playing Tevin Coleman. But out of that group of players, he should get the majority of the work again for a terrible offense.
Here's why I'm gonna suggest Burkhead. Indianapolis is actually pretty good by the numbers against the run. So I think David Johnson turns out to be a total 0 tomorrow. I think Burkhead has an opportunity as a pass catcher out of the backfield for Houston, especially if Brandon Cooks is coming into the game, like he's coming off of an illness. So if Cooks isn't 100%, like maybe that gives a little bit of a boost to Burkhead. And on top of that, just throwing it out there, you probably aren't starting him the following week, week 14. But week 14, Burkhead gets to go against Seattle. So if you needed a spot start again 2 weeks in a row, you just so happen to have one of the best matchups possible for a waiver wire fodder running back as far as a spot start. So I think by the numbers, that's a great matchup. This week, not as much, but I think that plays a little bit more to the strengths of Burkhead and not David Johnson. I would play Burkhead. I would play Burkhead.
And I would play Tevin Coleman because the Eagles are giving up 22 fantasy points to opposing running backs, which is bottom of the middle of the pack. And I think he's going to get the majority of the work again. And while I know that's not enticing and it feels wrong to be chasing points with Tevin Coleman in 2021.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Out of those, I mean, he's going to get the work. And out of those guys,
I guess he'll get the work.
I got to go Tevin Coleman. I don't like Rex Burkhead enough to.
I don't like Tevin.
I mean,
Coleman.
but they're both in terrible offenses. One's going to get more of a workload. That's the deciding factor for me. They're both They're both aged guys that should be phased out of the league already. Sorry. Neither are enticing plays. Neither play on good teams. One's getting more work.
I'm going Burkhead for pass catching capabilities. The Eagles are the more favorable matchup, but like the Colts aren't far behind as far as running back points allowed. The Eagles are the better matchup, but it's not a significant drop off. I'm going Burkhead. If it's standard, AB, I don't know if AB put the scoring in.
No. Maybe down below.
I don't see it. I don't see the scoring. If it's standard, then okay, fine. Then fine, Coleman. If it's half or full PPR, I'm playing Burkhead.
There you go. And I'm going Coleman, regardless.
Okay.
I don't feel great about it, but it is what it is. Brett McCoy, what's going on? Non-PPR flex. Devonta Freeman, Ramondre Stevenson, or Elijah Moore. I had Devontae Smith in there 5 minutes ago. Thanks. Hey, you're welcome, man. Devonta Freeman?
I guess.
I'm not playing Stevenson against the Bills.
I guess so.
And I don't trust Elijah Moore. And I don't trust Devontae Smith in there with... Do you trust Devontae Smith in there with
Gardner Minshew? I don't not trust him, but since it's standard scoring...
Freeman.
I might be a little bit more inclined to say Freeman against the Steelers, who are not scary by the numbers. Just got gashed. Obviously, Joe Mixon is on another level as far as a running back to Devonta Freeman right now. But Pittsburgh's not a scary matchup by the numbers like they usually are, and they're down multiple starters on defense. So, yeah, I'm going to say Freeman.
Yeah, I'm going Freeman. I'm going Freeman. Brett, we hope that helps. Be like,
he caps out at like an RB2. That's his ceiling. Like,
yeah, and Latavius is back in the fold there, so
yeah, like we might be looking at like 17 carries for like 50 yards and hope he falls into the end zone, right? But he can do something like that.
And AB says half PPR.
So I'm gonna say, so we're a little split on this, AB. We gave our 2 cents. John, I think, is sticking with Tevin Coleman because you get the half PPR. I'm gonna say Burkhead. I think I like that a little bit better. I don't really love any of these options. I know we're kind of splitting hairs on spot start gross options here. So I'm not going to fight the Tevin Coleman suggestion by John too much. Because Burkhead, I think, has a chance to catch maybe 3 or 4 balls, I'm going to say Burkhead.
I'm going to, again, counter that argument by saying Tevin Coleman got 16 rushes on the ground,
touches,
and he got 3 targets last game. I know he's not one to do much with them, but neither is Burkhead in basically the same offensive, with the same ceiling in both of their offenses. Again, one's going to get more work, and the PPR scoring point doesn't faze me because they should get the same amount of passing down work as well.
Call it a hunch. I don't know why. Call it my stupid Eagles fan intuition, but Tevin Coleman just feels like the type of dude that the Eagles defense shuts down. I don't know. I call it a hunch.
I mean, they should.
They should. The Colts should also shut down the Texans. Like, I'm not, let's call it what it is. But
I'm not confident about either. The situations stink for both. One's getting more work again, and that's the deciding factor for me.
Yep.
But we're split. Sorry about that, AB.
We're split.
And
I don't mind that we're. I don't mind when we get. I almost. You guys let us know if you feel otherwise. But I feel like when we're split, we're more privy to give more analysis, so that allows everybody to kind of make the final decision.
There's no playing devil's advocate if we disagree with each other.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because then if we're both wrong, we both look like assholes.
Yes. Good point. Yo, Big BS, Tyrod or Tua?
Tua?
Tua with Devontae Parker back. I'm going.
Yeah,
Tua.
I think Tua.
I mean, Tyrod, his main weapon is sick and hasn't really practiced all week.
Nothing scary about the Giants as a matchup.
I'm going Tua.
Yeah, well, the Colts give up lots of points to opposing wide receivers, but the Texans are like 60% of an NFL offense. So, and Tyrod. Here's the thing, no, all due respect to Tyrod, but Tyrod just is not that good.
No.
Does that mean that he can't deliver for fantasy? No, because he can. He can run around. He could get a rushing score. Throw for 2, run for 1. Boom.
Snap! My camera stand just fell down.
Oh hell. Uh-oh. Did one of your cats just attack Did one of your cats attack it, or no? He got away from his mic. Big BS. I think as John fixes his camera issue, I think we're in agreement here. Tua's got more weapons, can run in his own right. I just saw it happen.
Yeah.
John just wiped out. Just saw it happen. It's kind of funny. As long as nothing's broken.
No, I gotta readjust the.
Did one of the cats do that?
No, it just happened. Gravity. There's a ghost.
You bought a haunted house.
That's the Matrix, bro. It happens.
Well, you took the red pill, not me.
I didn't do it.
Well, how'd you get there? The world will never know. Yeah, Tua, better weapons, can run in his own right. Nothing scary about the matchup. Tyrod's got fewer weapons, and I think at this point Tua. I mean, this is not an argument. Tua's the better quarterback.
Yeah, better quarterback, better weapons, better defense, better team. Yeah, it's Tua. It's not super hard for me.
And like if the Dolphins create a short field here and there, maybe they get a turnover here and there, Tua capitalizes with like a quick, easy score. Tua.
Jason, what's going on?
What's up, Jason?
Pick 3, full PPR. Keenan Allen, Brandon Ayuk, DeAndre Hopkins, Brandon Cooks, OBJ, Galladay. I mean, Keenan Allen, Brandon Ayuk, DeAndre Hopkins, the first 3. And you got Mooney in there? Would Mooney?
Oh, hell.
Would Mooney jump your Ayuk?
He would, for me.
Keenan Allen, DeAndre Hopkins, and Darnell Mooney would be
I would say Hopkins, Allen, and Mooney. I think, John, you might say the first 3.
Yeah, it's tough, but I'm going first 3.
It's tough. I like Ayuk this week. I like Mooney a little bit more. John probably would say the same thing, just flipped. Likes Mooney this week, but likes Ayuk a little bit more. It's a coin flip. I think Mooney is in a situation where game script could favor him throughout the game. Ayuk is in a situation where he could take on a little bit of a Debo role. Maybe he sees a touch or 2 out of the backfield. And by the numbers, it's a more favorable matchup. That's what I'll say in Ayuk's favor. That being said, I'm personally on the Mooney train.
Hey, Mooney should be great this week, but I think
they both should be good.
Better.
It's a good problem to have. Well, to that point.
The last time I got into one of these arguments with you, where we both believed that both players would be good, just one would be better. You won, Javonte and Dylan last week. So I'll give you props for that. You got the 2-point lead on me there, but I think I'm coming up on top here with going on Ayuk over Mooney. Fight me.
All right, we'll keep score. And
all right,
hopefully that helps with the running back choice. And you're welcome.
Yeah, that was a good answer. I had nothing to say about your answer. I just agreed.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Big Kong, what's going on? Playoffs are this week, and I was ballsy.
Oh, wow.
To start Pollard, Lamb, and Deontay Harris. Do I continue going with my guys or switch it up? I mean,
ballsy to start Pollard, which was great.
I don't know if I could start Deontay Harris week in, week out.
Do I continue going?
Yeah, I would continue going with your guys. Is start them the following week. Yeah. I'm not moving off of Lamb all season.
No.
And Pollard has been the best.
Better than Zeke.
Yeah, he's been the best running back for the Cowboys, and it's not that close.
No. Zeke is banged up.
Deontay Harris would be the question for me. Who do you got?
Deontay Harris is facing Deontay Harris is facing a suspension.
There you go. So you can't roll with your guys
it's a DUI charge, wasn't it? I believe. I don't think I'm misspeaking here. I'm pretty sure Deontay Harris is facing a suspension, so that will make it easy to. He's appealing the suspension for DUI. But the NFL's first punishment for a DUI is a 3-game suspension without pay. I mean, this is going to kind of make it easy. You may not have Harris until championship week.
But I feel confident rolling Lamb and Pollard out there. I got
Absolutely.
Pollard in the league, and he might just be my flex play moving forward.
Yeah, but you're fine. Yeah, you're fine playing Pollard and Lamb.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt. And then defense stream. Own New England. But
if you own New England, keep playing New England.
Is it supposed to snow?
Yes.
Is it supposed to snow during this game?
It's supposed to be it's a game that is affected by weather. Play the New England defense.
Okay.
Play the New England defense.
Those are 2 good streams, though.
I understand that.
Those are 2 really. Those are the
Philly
2.
plays
Those are
the
probably
Jets,
the
who
2
are
best
giving
streams this week.
Yeah, Philly's playing the Jets, who are giving up the most points to opposing defenses. And
Miami's playing the Giants with a backup quarterback and a bunch of guys out. Whereas New England's playing the Bills, who are pretty matchup proof on offense. Here's my thing about a snow game or a weather elements game. I worry about the defense in a snow game because at least with the offense, and this is going to sound kind of silly, but it's true. On any given play on offense, the offense knows where they're going. Like, on any given play, the wide receivers know where they're supposed to go. The quarterback knows where they're all going. The offensive line it knows what they're supposed to do. The defense doesn't. And does that sound a little ridiculous? And you could apply that to literally any game? Yeah. But in the snow, where you could be slipping and sliding all over the place, I feel like the weather elements favor the offense. So I would say the same thing about the Patriots offense against the Bills defense. Not that I feel great about the Patriots offense against the Bills defense. Just making a point about both sides. I favor the Bills offense to the Patriots defense in the snow. I know it sounds funny.
The Patriots are averaging more than a point and a half
Patriots defense
more
is awesome.
than
Patriots
the next best
awesome.
defense, which is the Buffalo Bills defense.
Patriots defense is awesome.
11.5 average fantasy points per game. You want to swerve to the Philadelphia Eagles? They're giving you 7.1 fantasy points too every game on
against
defense.
Against the ghost seeing Zach Wilson.
I'm looking at the averages. New England it doesn't matter who the matchup is. They've been crushing, and their floor is 9 points. It's not like they're going to give you a complete bust game. If they give you a bad game, that bad game is 1 less point than you're just giving outright. It's 9 points. And they've hit that mark twice this year. In every other game, they've had 15 points, 17 points. They've had 33 points, I believe, last week. Patriots. You keep playing the Patriots.
I just want to point out.
I hate it, but keep playing the Patriots.
I just want to point out, their past 4 games, they played the Tennessee Titans without Derrick Henry, without A.J. Brown. They played the Atlanta Falcons, who are toast. Matt Ryan is Ben Roethlisberger light. That team is cooked. They played Cleveland with Baker Mayfield, who has been awful this year. And the week before that, they played Carolina with Sam Darnold, which I think was his last start. Josh Allen is better than all 4 of those quarterbacks combined.
Yes.
He's better than all 4 of those quarterbacks combined. You take the best attributes of all 4 of those quarterbacks, fuse them together to one quarterback, and it's maybe 70% of Josh Allen.
Oh, I understand that.
I'm pivoting to Miami, Big Com, against Mike Glennon Is Kenny Golladay playing? Honestly, I don't care. Kadarius Toney looks like he's going to miss. Sterling Shepard is out. Like, they're down multiple weapons. They're down Daniel Jones. They're coming off a division win against the Eagles. Now they got to go down to Miami and play an out-of-conference game. I'm streaming the Dolphins this week. Honestly, the Patriots are third for me this week between those three defenses. I would go Miami, then Philly, then New England. And again, it's not New England's defense, it's the matchup. I don't want to play a defense against Josh Allen. I just don't. I don't care how good they are. And I know the Patriots are a hold. They are a season-long hold. Like, don't drop them, even though there's some gross matchups on their schedule, including not just the Bills Monday night, but they got to play them again, I think a couple weeks from now, right?
Yeah.
I'm not dropping the Patriots, but on the road against Josh Allen in the snow, this is the scenario where I pivot off of them.
The Bills didn't light the world on fire last week. The Bills
They
haven't
scored
lighted
31 against the Saints. They scored 31. I'm playing Miami.
They lost Trey White.
They lost Trey White.
Which
well,
is
that's the
their
Bills'
biggest-
defense. That's the Bills' defense.
I'm just all told. You know what? Whatever. We don't need to go into this more. I'm sticking with this. I'm sticking with the Pats.
You're sticking with the Patriots.
I'm sticking with the
streaming
Pats,
Miami,
and I don't feel great
I've
about
made
it,
my
but I'm
case.
sticking with the Pats. Those
Okay.
other defenses aren't good enough for me to move off of the number one defense in fantasy right now.
The matchup
By
is good
far.
enough. The matchup for the Dolphins is good enough for me to move off of New England. Let's put it this way: in our keeper league, I have the Bills defense, and I'm pivoting off of who I love. They're great. I'm pivoting off of them for Miami. So that's the last thing I'll say. My stupid camera. Swear to God, it's coming back.
It's okay.
The picture's coming back.
It came back
I'm
already.
pivoting to Miami. Big Colin. We have stated our cases.
King Leanna, what's going on? How do y'all boys feel about Tevin Coleman? We went over Tevin Coleman a little bit, but neither of us want to play him. If there's a choice between a guy like Burkhead, we're split. But neither of us feel good about playing Coleman this week. Neither of us feel good about Tevin Coleman rest of season.
Like literally, I would rather play Boston Scott.
I hope
than
you
Tevin
don't have to
Coleman.
start him. King Leano says later on, two comments down, and we'll get to D Money and Brett's comment right after this. But Tevin Coleman or Matt Breida?
Breida.
I'm going Breida. That's
Breida.
Yeah. That doesn't hit
Looks
the
like
tier
the
break
Bills.
for
Looks
me.
like the Bills running back to own.
Yeah.
Breida looks like the Bills running back to own, and he looks like a very viable play this week. Because at this point, I think Zach Moss is officially a non-factor, and Devin Singletary is an uninspiring 15-carry, 50-yard type of player.
Yeah.
Like, maybe he could bust off a run, but Breida has the most juice of all of these options in the backfield. Breida.
D Money, how do y'all feel about Patterson this week against the Buccaneers? Would you play Javonte over him? No.
I love
I'm
Javonte
continuing to
Williams,
play
but I gotta give
Cordarrelle
Patterson.
Patterson. The CPAT's been getting it done all season.
I gotta give Patterson his flowers. He's been unreal this year. I can't sit Patterson.
Considering he has dual eligibility, can you play Patterson at wide receiver and then try to find a way to get Javonte in? That would be my question, because I like Javonte a lot this week. But if you have to choose between the two, starting in just a running back spot, it's Patterson for me. But considering that dual eligibility, you might be able to play with your lineup a little bit.
Yeah, let us know.
Yep. Brett McCoy, non-PPR flex. Yep.
We got that one.
Big Kong, you have Heineke to replace Rodgers, but can pick up Matt Ryan, Minshew, or Glennon.
Play Heineke. Just play Heineke. Play Heineke. Heineke will run around. He's a gamer. There's nothing scary about the matchup against the Raiders.
Got
Matt
Logan
Ryan
Thomas back, which was should be one of his number one targets.
Yup, Matt Ryan's cooked. Gardner Minshew's, this doesn't, nah, not right now. And Glennon, no. Heineke.
Johnny Jones. Is Ingram worth keeping?
Yeah.
No, he's not going to take over for Kamara. Unless Kamara goes down for the season, Ingram is not taking over.
You started him thinking he would
just for this game
for that enough. Past game. Yes, he's
worth keeping.
Yes. Like, who would you? Here's the question. Who are you looking to pick up for him?
But as far as handcuffs go, he's like a 30. Isn't he 32, 33?
He's older, but
he's not one of those handcuffs that I'm excited about playing. But he's a handcuff to one of the most valuable fantasy roles for a running back in the league, and he's versatile in that he can rush and receive. Just fine. So he's not exciting for me, but he's a hold just based off of the fact that, hey, Kamara's banged up. And if Kamara continues to be banged up, Ingram's a play every week. I don't love that offense moving forward, but running backs with starting snaps are guys that you should keep on your
I'm not dropping Ingram unless there's like an obvious guy on waivers. Who that obvious guy is, I don't know. Let us know who's available that you would consider trying to get in exchange for Ingram. But right away, not necessarily dropping him. Not with Kamara missing the past 3 games.
No.
Like, yes, Kamara is supposed to come back next week, but I'm not rushing to drop Ingram despite a dud game.
It's not like another running back just is waiting in the wings to take that handcuff roll away from him.
Nah.
That handcuff roll is his. So I like the handcuff to Kamara. I'm keeping him on my squad. Hope that helps, Johnny. E111. Yeah, man. My camera just dropped.
And I think we're good now as far as. I think we're good. Like the occasional camera drop happens here and there, but
turn it up a little louder. Try it a little bit louder.
Me now?
I guess he says I'm Nick a little louder.
No, that was. I think that was a little while ago.
Right.
I think we're good now.
All right.
I think we're good now.
Pittman or Higgins in standard, and Jamal Williams or Sony Michel if he plays. Love the. Hey man, thanks.
Yeah, John puts out the who is videos.
Yeah, but Nick's been killing it on the videos he's been putting out this week, so much respect. But in Jamal Williams or Sony Michel, I'm guessing this question is whether or not Darrell Henderson plays.
If Henderson is out, Sony. If Henderson is in,
Jamal Williams.
You know what? Jamal Williams plays an early game tomorrow, doesn't he?
I think I'm going Jamal Williams regardless. This is a team that's willing to give their running backs 30 touches. Swift isn't playing. Jamar Jefferson
is 15 for 60.
Got a little bit involved again, but was limited, I believe, all week. Williams should get a lot of play.
Yeah, he should get a lot of play. I would probably.
And it's not like anybody else is firing on all cylinders in this offense.
It's annoying. It's annoying that you have Jamal Williams in the early slate and Sony Michel in the late window.
Yeah.
So we're not going to know. Since we're not going to know Henderson's status before the Lions play, then I'll say Jamal Williams. And I'm going Pittman over Higgins. As much as I love Higgins, and we were on Higgins.
E11 says a little louder.
Collectively, we both got right last week. We were on Higgins last week. And
E11 says a little louder, just a little bit.
Ah, crap. All right. Done.
Thank you, E11.
Yeah, sorry. I thought it was a little while ago. My bad. I know Higgins. We were big on Higgins last week, and he delivered. This is a bit of a tougher matchup. I'm gonna pivot to Pittman this week, and which I think is a much better matchup.
Yeah, we both.
Houston gives up
Higgins.
plenty of production to wide receivers.
We both really like Higgins, but Pittman
Higgins.
is still the number one wide receiver in that offense. Higgins is not the number one wide receiver in this offense.
I think Higgins has recently been taking over as the number one wide receiver in Cincinnati, at least recently. But
dude, Chase,
not the past couple weeks. Just saying. But that being said, Pittman in a much better matchup.
Hot take pain over here.
Not a hot take. Just looking at the numbers. I'm in agreement though on Pittman. I'm in agreement here on Pittman. Pittman and Jamal Williams. E11.
Who else thinks that Higgins is the new number one in Cincy over
I
Chase?
didn't say he was the new number one. All I said is the past couple of weeks he has been the number one.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Higgins is nice. Anyway, moving on.
Angel Johnson.
This is the hard-hitting stuff that we need to... Yeah, who's more beautiful, Halle Berry or Alicia Keys? What's your answer?
That's really tough, man.
I know mine.
That's the toughest.
This you want to talk about a hot take. This is a hot take.
Halle.
This is the hottest of hot takes. I might get grilled for this one. Halle Berry with longer hair is more attractive, but with the short look, than Alicia Keys.
Doesn't matter for me. Halle.
That's my hot take. If when Halle Berry has her hair grown out a little bit, I'm not like, I'm sorry, some girls can pull it off. I'm not a fan of like the short hair look.
Yeah, Halle is one of them. Come on,
what?
bro.
Who? Oh, dude, don't get me wrong. Like, she still looks phenomenal regardless.
Angel and AB, I disagree.
But I would give a slight edge to Alicia Keys.
Slight edge.
When she rocks the short look.
Slight edge.
Slight edge. But when
I can't hate on your choices.
But when she grows it out a little bit, then give me Halle Berry. She's a Bond girl, man. Come on.
She is. That was a terrible movie.
I don't remember it, which maybe is
Die Another Day.
I saw it and I straight up don't remember the movie at all.
Oh man.
So maybe that speaks to how bad
there was
the
a
movie
villain.
was.
Ish went down.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I stick to my point. But anyway.
Shades 721. What's going on?
Shades?
2 wide receivers standard scoring. Judy Higgins or Elijah Moore. The first
Higgins
two.
for sure.
The first two. I like Moore and I like his future prospects. I'm not playing anybody.
I don't feel good
Zach
about the
Wilson
Jets
right now. Yeah.
I don't feel good about the Jets. Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with Judy. And what should be a game where the Broncos need to keep pace. With a high-powered Chiefs offense. Yeah, Judy Higgins.
Hawkinson or Knox this week, man. You know where I'm going, Ryan. It's Knox again.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick will probably try to scheme a way to
what
take out Stephon Diggs from the game plan.
What about your point? Oh, right. Well, I was gonna say, what about your point about the Patriots?
He takes away the number one. They historically try to take away the number one offensive weapon for the opposing team. Doesn't matter what position they play. When they played Atlanta, they took away Kyle Pitts completely from the equation.
Yeah, well.
The number one weapon for Josh Allen is Stephon Diggs, which means Dawson Knox should eat this week. And I like Hawkinson a lot. Both are two very nice young tight ends in the NFL. I'm going Knox. I'm going Knox, Ryan. I like Hawk. I'm going Knox.
Slight edge to Hawkinson for me. I love Knox. Knox is a must start, but if you have Hawkinson, he's come back to life a little bit the past couple of weeks.
He has.
I'm giving a slight edge to Hawkinson, Ryan. I like Knox. I do. Caught another 2 scores last week in a bad matchup by the numbers. Knox is awesome.
The Minnesota Vikings are bottom 3 in points to opposing tight ends.
Yeah, it's not a good matchup. But the Patriots are down there too. They're like neither
Patriots
has a good
4,
matchup.
So they're tied. They're tied.
That's a wash.
6.7 fantasy points to opposing tight ends.
The matchup is a wash as far as they're both bad matchups. No DeAndre Swift for the Lions. Pass catcher extraordinaire DeAndre Swift.
It's a good point.
I'm going to say Hawkinson. Ryan, I'm going to go Hawk over Knox.
That's a good point about no DeAndre Swift. But I can't move off of Knox. We're gonna fight over this one. So let it be. Mr. Heinen, PPR, start Jerry Jeudy or Miles Sanders? Miles Sanders.
The Jets are they give up the most points to opposing running backs. Like,
Yeah.
Come on, Miles. No Jalen Hurts. I think the Eagles are going to run the ball with Miles Sanders. I think Miles Sanders has to get 20 carries tomorrow. 15 at least. Like,
he doesn't
come
go
on,
over 100
Miles.
yards, man. Like,
come on, Miles. Against the Jets.
This is the week.
Come on, Miles. Like,
this is the week you
God's
play
sakes,
Miles Sanders.
Come on, Miles.
Yes.
Good God, come on.
Matangs, hey, you're welcome. Thank you for the question. Thank you for being in here. Sheed 1, what's up? What's going on, bro? Goddard versus Logan Thomas. Also, still unsure about my wide receiver 3 and flex spot. PPR, okay. Sony, T.Y. Hilton, Elijah Moore, Emmanuel Sanders. I think you go T.Y. and Sony there. T.Y.
Are we that off Elijah Moore? I guess so.
I am
because
that
of Zach
off
Wilson.
of that offense, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Well, first of all, is Corey Davis playing?
He didn't play last week. Didn't matter.
I know. He's questionable. Corey Davis, groin, game time decision against the Eagles. It's not out of the realm of possibility that Darius Slay shadows Elijah Moore. And you know what happens anytime I bring up Darius Slay. A wide receiver's getting shut down.
Technical. There we go.
You good? We good?
Yes.
Okay. You know what happens anytime I bring up Darius Slay?
Yeah.
A wide receiver can get shut down. It is not inconceivable that instead of a banged-up Corey Davis, Darius Slay sees Elijah Moore tomorrow. Okay, so Sony and Ty. Oh, did you mix things up? Oh, you're all over the place, messing around over there. Sony and oh man, yeah, Sheed. I'll say Hilton, and it's Houston week. It's Houston week for Ty. And I could be wrong on this, but I feel like Ty pops even more when those games are in Houston.
I don't have the metrics on that. All I know is
I've had T.Y. Hilton on so many fantasy teams
the ghost
throughout his career.
The ghost shows up in Houston.
He pops against Houston, and specifically when the game is in Houston.
Yeah,
he goes off. Obviously, we're talking about an older T.Y., a not the same T.Y., but
not playing with
old habits die hard.
But yeah,
old habits die hard sometimes. So yeah, give me Sony and Ty. I'm not totally afraid of Sony tomorrow, even if Henderson plays. Obviously, his ceiling is capped if he does. But I think Sony sees more work, more spot work. If the Rams get up big against Jacksonville, I think we see Sony in mop-up duty, not Henderson.
And Elijah Moore is one of the best wide receivers in this past draft class. He has a bright future.
Without a doubt.
This is us saying all these guys over Elijah Moore has nothing to do with us thinking that Elijah Moore is bad. It's Zach Wilson. It's Zach Wilson.
It's Zach Wilson.
Neither of us trust Zach Wilson in the slightest.
Nope. And then as far as the tight end, backup quarterbacks tend to target tight ends a little bit more.
Saw it with Colt McCoy and Ertz earlier in the season.
Yeah, and just like historically, that is a trend that is real. So could Minshew kind of hyper lock in on Dallas Goedert? Maybe. That's kind of the point I was just getting to. I'm still going to go to Logan Thomas. Logan Thomas is a focal point of what Washington wants to do. No J.D. McKissick. The Raiders give up 1 million points to tight ends.
Oh, lost the spot.
Thomas, Hilton, Sony. Are you
lost
good?
My spot. Got it again.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Deluxe Crane plays. What's going on? Zeke for Elijah Mitchell. Thoughts?
This is a trade, or sure. Zeke is banged up at a crucial juncture of the season. And Elijah Mitchell, had a finger issue a couple weeks ago, and that didn't matter. Or no, as recently as last week.
Yeah, he's been getting high-end RB2, low-end RB1 volume.
Trey Sermon just went on IR. That's an update. Is that in our ticker?
Yeah.
Is that not like so. Let's be real. Not that Trey Sermon was really a factor anyway, but now he literally can't be a factor for the next 3 weeks minimum. And Jeff Wilson just hasn't been really. Jeff Wilson's a drop.
And Brandon Ayuk active in the run game, not available next week.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, maybe
even
that's
more
a maybe
work
that's
for
a
Elijah
maybe that's
Mitchell.
a maybe that's a boost for Jeff Wilson, but Elijah Mitchell
it's
is
gonna
the
help
starter.
Elijah. It's
is
gonna
the
help Elijah
guy.
Mitchell.
Yeah,
gonna help
Deluxe.
Elijah
I'm
Mitchell.
okay with that. Zeke's banged up bad. He looks like an old man out there running. The knee injury. I think the wear and tear is starting to set in, John. With Zeke, I think we're seeing the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
With Zeke.
Hope you guys drafted Pollard.
Yeah. I didn't get enough shares of him this year. But anyway, yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with getting Mitchell for Zeke. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm good with that.
Pick 2 PPR: Miles Sanders, Elijah Mitchell, Henderson, Michelle. Sanders and Mitchell.
Yeah, Sanders and Mitchell, and since you have these options, let's just avoid the Rams.
Yeah.
Especially if Henderson plays. Oh no, wait, sorry. Elijah Mitchell has to be in lineups this week. They're playing Seattle. Seattle gives up thousands and thousands of, I'm being facetious, of points to running backs.
Thousands.
Seattle is a gold mine for opposing running backs.
Millions.
Yeah, billions and billions of points.
Did my camera just turn off?
Mine?
No, mine's making weird noises.
Mine's making weird noises too. Yeah, Sanders in a smash spot, Ryan, and Mitchell in a smash spot. They're both those first two guys are in smash spots. One is playing the worst. One is playing the second worst as far as run defenses. With two fantasy points allowed to running backs. Sanders and Mitchell. Yep.
Ryan Nolly, pick 2. No. Joe Harris, full PPR. Would you guys drop Sony for Devontae Parker and play him in the flex? Keep in mind, I'm starting Ingram, Najee Harris, Van Jefferson, and Hunter Renfrow.
No. Keep Sony. Even if Henderson's active tomorrow.
Keeping Sony.
Keep Sony. Sony is one of the best.
At this point in the in the season?
Yeah. One of the best handcuffs out there. Even if you don't have Henderson. Keep Sony. Devontae Parker what has Devontae Parker done recently to warrant adding him outside of now he's healthy? You know?
Yeah.
Not that Sony's like set the world on fire recently, but Sony is a Darrell Henderson
to a huge workload. Right.
Yeah. Sony Michel is one play away from an RB1 week, any given week.
Yep.
Keep Sony.
Starting Ingram. Well,
I understand the thought process going into Thursday night, but obviously it didn't work out.
Yeah. Hope that helps, Joe. Thanks for tuning in. What could have been, what should have been, what might have been.
He likes the intro.
You already know.
The intro is pretty. I gotta give you that's all John. John's the John put all that together. And yeah, I agree. It's fire.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. ATG 9 HD, start 3. Ayuk, Jamal Williams, Saquon, DK Metcalf, standard. In standard, I think I'm going everybody but DK, and that's crazy.
I'm okay with that too.
In standard, you got to start Saquon and Jamal Williams there, and Ayuk is the better play this week over DK.
Yeah, Ayuk and Jamal Williams are the clear cut. It's between Saquon and DK.
DK's in show me territory again.
So is Saquon.
This offense, show me. But yeah, but he gets the nod in standard. Yeah, you got to pick.
Yeah. Wow. Yup.
Yeah.
Bench DK. Ugh. Bench DK. This is where we're at. This is where we're at right now. This is where we're at right now.
Joe Harris, hey man, you have a great weekend.
Yeah. Enjoy your Saturday.
Everybody in here. I hope everybody in here.
Yeah. I hope everybody has a good Saturday night or Saturday evening or maybe it's early Sunday morning for you for our European listeners. Or we've a couple people on the other side of the globe, so it might be Sunday morning for them already. So whatever it is, enjoy your weekends.
Absolutely.
Cheers to you guys. Cheers to everybody in here.
E11, appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate the support.
Glad we could help. Elias, what's going on, man? How you doing, Elias? Who do you sit?
Mitchell, Sony, or Javonte?
You sit
Sony. You're sitting, Sony. Yeah. Sony. Mitchell and Javonte are in smash situations.
Starts this week almost.
Yep. Both are must starts. I would say, as much as I love Javonte Williams, the most must start this week is Elijah Mitchell. I'm sorry, I'm chasing a matchup against Seattle all day long if I have a running back going against the Seahawks. They give up.
Lost my spot again. All right.
Gave up loads of points.
There we go.
Elias
hopes that helps. AB. Yep. Brett
for,
McCoy.
Oh, that was
happy
the
with
that
11
was the
points.
Yeah. Oh, Devontae Freeman.
Yep.
Yeah, he could do like that's what I think we're hoping for Devontae Freeman tomorrow. 10, 11, 12 points. Like would
He's
we
not
be
going to get you
surprised
much
if
more, but I think that's
no, and
high
he could
floor, low
absolutely
ceiling.
only get like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But if he finds the end zone, he can give you that RB2 floor.
High floor, low ceiling.
Yes.
But
yes.
Solid play.
Yeah, decent play if you need it.
King of the J 412. What's going on? If Kyler Murray is out, who's? Uh-oh. I heard an alert.
What's the alert?
P Diddy, Papa Diddy Puff.
What's going up, P Diddy?
Thank you for. I love that name. Thanks for
real quick.
Thanks for
thank you for that. Real quick,
for,
KTJ. I know you were about to get into that, John. I think Kyler's going to play. I do. We'll get it. We'll get to we'll finish our thought on that. But I just wanted to say I do think Kyler's going to play. But thank you, P Diddy. Appreciate the.
Thank you, P Diddy.
Here.
2 QB PPR dynasty. I traded Matt Ryan, 2022 second, 2023 second for Tua. How you guys feel?
Okay.
So what's Waddle's value in 2 QB dynasty PPR right now?
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that. I mean, you got considerably younger.
You traded a fossil at quarterback for a guy with plenty of upside, who has Tua's trending up at this point. Like everybody, like Tua's the quarterback these days that everybody likes to beat up and hate on, but he's been playing well recently.
Tua's the new David Carr.
Yeah. Or Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. There you go.
Yeah.
Not David Carr. Yeah. Tua's the new Derek Carr.
No, Tua. As far as
he doesn't get the love. But he's doing pretty decent right now.
But he's delivering.
I don't think he's a threat to have Deshaun Watson come in and take his job next season.
No.
Yeah.
The wind on those
He's back
sails
to
have
being
died.
safe.
The 2022 second, sure, fine. The 2023 second, sure, fine. It's a super flex league, so you didn't have to give up a first round pick to get
you got 10 years younger at quarterback.
Trending up quarterback. Yeah,
if
right. For a guy who's cooked. It's not like you're not trading Matt Ryan a year too early right now. It's not like Matt Ryan's having a great season but it's like, but he's 36 and you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. No, like Matt Ryan looks like Ben Roethlisberger right now. Like he's a year or two away from it's just like, dude, please retire. So I'm good with that. I'm absolutely fine with that move, with acquiring Tua. The picks are always nice, but Tua is a top 7 NFL draft pick. Even if he doesn't ultimately work out with the Dolphins, he is going to continue to get opportunities for the next 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, just look at what happened with Sam Darnold this past year. He had one of the worst 4-year stretch, 3 to 4 year stretches for a beginning for a quarterback starting coming into the league out of in recent memory. But the minute he became available, he was snatched up. Then another team tried him out to see if he could be their franchise guy.
Right, and Tua's better.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like that trade.
I like it a lot.
In Superflex, you didn't give up a ton to get a better, younger quarterback. And technically you bought low. So good job. What's Waddle as to Waddle's value in 2 QB PPR dynasty? I think if you had another 2022 second and 2023 second, that would be what I would offer.
Oh, I would need
2
more
seconds.
than that.
I would need more than that, but that would be my starting.
That's
as
your
an owner
floor.
of Waddle. If you say, hey man, what's up with Waddle? I got 2 seconds on the table. I'm saying, what else are you giving me?
Yeah,
but
it's
I'm happy with
what
you.
Else?
I'm happy with you saying, all right, 2 seconds. Let's figure something.
You're not insulted by that offer?
No.
Okay.
Because in Superflex, you got to remember, quarterbacks are all going at the beginning those skill position players, sometimes wide receivers, get pushed down drafts a little bit more. So you might be able to find a hot another guy that's comparable to Waddle in the second round this year or next year. But you're getting 2 assets for one.
I need to start with a first round pick, even though it's 2 QB.
Okay.
Waddle looks awesome.
Waddle looks awesome. Again,
Waddle looks great.
That's the start. That's the baseline. It's 2 seconds.
I would need a nice package of picks, and I wouldn't really want to give Waddle up regardless. I think he's top 15. Just that's just an eyeball.
But if you traded for Tua, I think he's trying to get the.
Are you trying
stack.
to get Waddle and stack?
That's why you're asking,
sure.
right? That
sure.
why you're asking?
Yeah, I would think that might be the motivation here.
I'd be looking for cheaper stacks.
Yeah, at this point, like you've given up a couple of good picks.
If you can get Gesicki right now, while people are slightly down on Gesicki, maybe right now you go out and try to get Gesicki right now.
Does he have a long-term future in Miami, though? Did they re-sign him?
They didn't re-sign him.
So that's obviously something
They drafted Hunter Long, I believe, in the 3rd round this past year.
I think.
But Hunter Long isn't seeing the field.
No, he's not.
Gesicki's
he's clearly being
reps.
He's in a development situation at best.
Two of the ancillary pieces that they brought in or kept on their team and brought in Will Fuller, kept on their team, and Devontae Parker haven't been lighting the world on fire and haven't even been on the field. So they might be more inclined to bring back Gesicki, considering they can't rely on Will Fuller, can't rely on Devontae Parker.
But I think we got to wait until the off. Like, this is a wait and see with the off season. Like, I wouldn't be proactive with that. I think Waddle. Because Gesicki's an unrestricted
Waddle's
free.
Going to be
Gesicki
expensive.
could walk this year, this off season. Gesicki could walk. So I wouldn't want to try to. I wouldn't be targeting him.
I think Waddle is.
He's already got
priced
him.
Out. Oh,
he's already got him. He's already got him.
Yeah, then I would hold on. I got Tua and Waddle in a Superflex Dynasty League. I have no reason why I'm trading them right now. I'm keeping them.
I think Waddle's is a top 15 Dynasty wide receiver right now without actually going through it and thinking about it. Might be higher.
Yeah, I would need way more than 2 seconds now that you think about it. But yeah,
I would need a first. I would need a first, even in 2 QB. I like that stack a lot. I like that stack a whole lot. Yep, I'm good with that move, P. Diddy. I don't think you gave up too much for Tua. Now you got an anchor.
And you got a stack.
Maybe
you bought the stack. That is a good price for a stack. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yep, I'm good with it. I won't call Tua. I won't go as far as calling Tua an anchor just yet. But he's in 2 quarterbacks. He's in every week starter.
Those are the kind of moves that keep you contending for a long time in the long term.
Yep. Now, yeah, right. Now that's just one more quarterback spot that you just don't have to worry about.
Yeah, I like that move.
I'm good with it. Nicely done.
Good job.
And thank you again.
Yes, thank you.
But anyway,
appreciate you, P. Diddy. King of the J.
Yeah.
If Kyler is out and we think that Kyler is going to be starting,
I think Kyler's going to play. But
who should I pick up off the wire as a replacement?
Heineke, yeah. Between Tyrod, Zach Wilson, and Minshew, Heineke, and that's kind of easy. Just not a believer in the middle two. And Minshew is like, who even knows? I guess maybe if I had to go between Minshew and Wilson, I guess I would consider Minshew. But I mean, we haven't seen him. Minshew was decent with Jacksonville. Minshew was a decent quarterback when he started for Jacksonville. It was easy to forget that though, because
some pretty bad weapons too. I mean,
pretty
it was DJ
awful
Chark and nobody else.
Pretty awful, yeah. Collective, like the team was terrible when Minshew was in there.
James Robinson too, but you know what I mean.
But I would go with Heineke. He's got a bona fide wide receiver 1 in Terry McLaurin. He's got a clear-cut tight end 1 in Logan Thomas. He's going to not have J.D. McKissick, but Antonio Gibson can catch the ball. Newsflash.
He was a
Gibson
wide receiver
played
in
wide
college.
receiver in college. Like, Gibson can catch the ball. Shut up. I would go Heineke. And Heineke can run. He can run in his own right. All 4 of these guys can run a little bit, but Heineke. That being said, and they both and Kyler plays in the in the 1 p.m. window, in the early window, so we'll know right away if we need to pivot off of Kyler. But Kyler practiced the week before the bye week. He practiced this week after the bye week. I think he's in. I think Kyler's going to play. But if you need to pivot, Heinicke.
Agreed. Robert Mitchell, if Kyler
same
is out.
Thing.
Yep.
Hopefully, Robert, you just heard that, because the same answer applies. Think Kyler's going to play. Heinicke, if he doesn't.
Jason Fewer, thank you. Thanks for being in here. Thanks for your questions.
Thanks for joining,
you
as always.
Know. Lucas Arns, what's going on?
Up, Lucas.
Start 2 people in a standard league PPR. Renfro, Hopkins, Elijah Moore. Those first 2. Start Renfro and Hopkins.
Standard is it? I mean, regardless.
I don't care.
Renfro and Hopkins. We got to see it.
I don't care about format.
We got to see it with a lot with it's not Elijah Moore. We got to see it with Zach Wilson, because right now there's no confidence in Zach Wilson, none. And again, Elijah Moore might see Darius Slay. That spells bad news.
All right, we got another defense question from Greg Z. 123. New England D or Rams D playing the Jacksonville Jags? New England's playing Buffalo.
The Rams for me. I am a big fan of the Patriots. I think they're a hold no matter what. I don't want to play a defense against Josh Allen when my alternative is I can play the inept Jacksonville Jaguars offense. I think the Rams play with a lead in this game. I think Trevor Lawrence. I think
this is where you'll pivot because the Rams are a really good
Rams
defense. Are good. With the Eagles, I'm playing matchup. With the Miami, I'm playing the matchup. With the Rams, I'm playing the matchup and the fact that they got a great defense, and they should be coming into their own as a team that, with free agent acquisitions, that should now be gelling together.
Trevor Lawrence hasn't thrown more than 1 touchdown in a game since week 1.
I'm going Rams D.
The Rams.
Because it's not just playing the matchups.
This is just the Rams, them in their own right, are good, and the matchup is significantly better. Rams.
And P. Diddy, Papa Diddy Puff, thank you again for your super chat, for getting your question answered. We would have gotten down to it below. We appreciate the super chat as always, but you already got that one answered. So thank you very much. Thanks for supporting the channel. But thank you for your questions as well. Cade Krishner, I have Aaron Jones on bye, Swift hurt, and Waller hurt. My backup running back is Boston Scott. Hunter Renfrow at
Boston
flex.
Scott a good start, and Hunter Renfrow at flex, and is Freiermuth a good? Yeah, all 3 of those are good spot options for you, Cade. The Eagles didn't elevate any other running backs, so I think that bodes well for Boston Scott's availability tomorrow. Jordan Howard is out, so it's going to be Miles Sanders and Boston Scott in the most favorable matchup for running backs in the NFL tomorrow. So Scott is fine as a spot start. Renfrow is the Raiders wide receiver 1 tomorrow.
And it's not close.
And it's not close.
He's the number 1.
And with no Darren Waller, he should I got to imagine 7-8 targets should be a layup for Hunter Renfrow tomorrow. In a great matchup. It's not even a bad matchup. It's a great matchup. And Freiermuth has been delivering past 3 weeks, past 3-4 weeks. Freiermuth has been balling. He's cleared the concussion protocol a day early. That's a great sign for his availability tomorrow. You're fine. You'll be all right with all 3 of those guys. You'll be good.
Agreed.
There you go. Yeah, Rico, you already know. Javonte might pop. Javonte might pop.
Hey, I like Javonte a lot this week.
He might pop.
But you've been saying Javonte is going to be popping every week, and he has relatively.
And all he does is deliver.
And this is the best spot that he will have all season thus far to produce. But
it's a good one.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do with the full workload. I am. That'll be a fun game to watch. Smokey the Cat, what's going on? Do
up,
we
Smokey?
play Jacobs if he's good to go, or Sony if Henderson is out? PPR, thanks. If Henderson's out, I'm playing Sony over Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Just RB1 workload in a game where I expect game script to favor the Rams.
Now, Josh Jacobs might pick up a few more targets, given that Waller is out.
Jacobs, and he was added to the injury report on Thursday. Got in limited practice Friday, so that's, you take the negative with the positive.
P. Diddy, Papa Diddy Puff, thank you again. Giving us another super chat. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
Dynasty 2QB, what's the value of Komet, DPJ, and Tony? Did you want to finish
what's
the question?
Komet's RAS score, man?
Do we want to get to the other question first? Or?
I'll just quickly say, Sony's got RB1 upside with Henderson out, but if Henderson is in, then I would just play Jacobs.
Agreed. Yeah.
So.
Depends on the status of Henderson there.
Yeah, he's questionable.
But P. Diddy, Papa Diddy Puff, what the value of Komet, DPJ, and Tony? I mean, DPJ and
I like
Tony,
Komet. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say the DPJ and Tony wide receivers. They're young wide receivers, ascending wide receivers. Should be building blocks for both of their organizations moving forward. Neither of their organizations are set at quarterback. I believe they're both set at running back. They're not set at quarterback. I don't know if Daniel Jones is the quarterback there, and I don't know if Baker Mayfield is the quarterback there.
He might not be. Daniel Jones is definitely not the quarterback of the future for the Giants. And
but they should, but they both should be the building blocks for their offenses moving forward. It should. They should
Tony's a first-round pick,
and they should build that offense around DPJ as much as they can. As from a receiving perspective, I know that offense is built around the running backs, and rightfully so. But the Browns should be using DPJ much more than they should be. There should be a shift change in that Jarvis Landry should be getting phased out of the offense more, and DPJ should be seeing an uptick in usage moving forward.
Wide receiver is a huge need for the Browns. Is Jarvis Landry a free agent after this year? Or he might still be locked in?
He's still locked in, but there's a chance that he could get dropped. Cut.
Does his dead cap hit number go down?
I believe so, and then it's DPJ
and
Schwartz.
His dead cap hit next year is only 1.5.
And then it's DPJ and Schwartz, and I think that is a possibility.
So this is a big deal. Jarvis Landry's base salary next year, according to SpotRack, is it SpotRack or SpotTrack?
SpotTrack is what I think, but whatever.
Whatever. His base Jarvis Landry's base salary is $14.3 million. He can be released with a dead cap hit of 1.5. I would be willing to bet that happens. Jarvis Landry has been a solid.
The only thing that gives me pause is he is basically the offensive heartbeat of that team.
But he's not worth $14 million.
No.
That always comes into play with NFL teams. They are legitimately prepared to cut their losses.
The Browns have
if they determine a player's not close to their
in
worth.
Back-to-back years. They drafted DPJ 2 years ago or a year ago, and, and
Schwartz
this past year.
Where was Schwartz drafted?
Felton was drafted, and he was a wide receiver, receiving back hybrid. I mean,
remember, DPJ is a 6th-round pick. So I would say of these three guys, he has the lowest ceiling. Tony obviously was a 1st-round pick. I'm not sure where Cole Kmet was drafted. Kmet hasn't scored yet this year, but he's been involved. And Jimmy Graham that fossil is gonna retire at some point.
I think Cole Kmet can be a back-end tight end one when he's on.
I think he can too.
I don't know if he's going to jump into elite status anytime soon.
I think he could be a low-end tight end.
I think...
Yeah, I think he could be a low-end tight end one.
Athletically, he compares to Dan Arnold. He was not a 9 and above RAS guy entering the NFL, but he can get there. If you know what I mean.
Okay.
He has Dan Arnold's ceiling.
There you go.
Which is low end tight end one.
I think he might be a little bit better than that if Fields can develop and the Bears get a competent coaching staff after Nagy gets fired after this year, which is all but assured as far as I'm concerned. Jimmy Graham moves on. Allen Robinson moves on. I think Komet's era is trending
They're going
up.
to fill those roles with other people. They're not going to just let Jimmy Graham and Allen Robinson go and just be like, oh, we're good with Darnell Mooney and Cole Kmet.
No, I know. I understand
Let's
that.
re-sign Marquise Goodwin.
Yeah, but at that point, Cole Kmet is going to be, what, a third or fourth year player? Young breakout tight end coming into his own, knowing the position, knowing.
Yeah, but there's a ton of those guys.
Full-time role.
He's stuck in the same situation basically that Adam Troutman and Irv Smith, and I mean these guys, they're all in the same group. They're tight end 2s with low end tight end 1 upside. And until it happens, we can say, oh, it might happen here, it might happen there, and I mean until further notice, Kmet is a tight end 2. He does carry low and tight end 1 upside. He's not one of these guys that I'm chasing.
What's his RAS score?
There are tight ends with much higher upside than Cole Kmet. I like him. He's getting starter reps.
What's his RAS score?
I'll tell you right now.
You tell me right now. As for Tony's upside probably is the highest of these 3 guys.
8.92. So again,
sorry,
8.92. So very close.
He's right there. He's right there.
Very close. 9. Very close to 9.
He's right
just
there.
Like Dan Arnold. He just needs to work out a little bit more, and he'll be above 9.
There you go.
Still not.
Okay.
I'm not super high on him though.
Top 12 tight end at his peak.
Sure.
Okay.
There's just a lot of guys now. There's a lot of guys in that tight end 1 conversation. I don't know if Cole Kmet's gonna rise above those guys.
Okay, fair enough. Tony probably has the most upside, but because it was a first round pick, but he's kind of volatile. Just going off his rookie season, dealt with a concussion. Dealt with multiple injuries, was on the COVID list. Now, hopefully that's not an issue for every year of his career. Eventually we move past COVID. But he's going to still have to get over these injuries. He's been dealing with multiple injuries that have now held him out multiple weeks. Giants need a quarterback. We already kind of touched on that. Daniel Jones is not the long-term answer.
Gave Kenny Golladay a mega deal.
They just gave Kenny Golladay a mega deal.
And we were talking about Jarvis Landry. He's on a mega deal no, they can't. But we were just talking about Jarvis Landry on a mega deal, but there's a chance that he's going to be gone next season.
The Browns can get out of that, though.
It's arrow up for Jarvis Landry. That was my point. There's no arrow up for Tony, considering... I mean, the arrow up would be Sterling Shepard might be moving on. That would be the arrow up. But Kenny Golladay is getting paid a ridiculous amount of money to just be... AJ Green from 2 years ago.
Oh God, Kenny Galladay's got a dead cap hit of 23.6.
It's crazy.
Next year.
They paid him a ton of money,
and he's just gonna.
Yeah, man. It's
There's a potential out after 2024.
Kadarius Toney, I like him, but I mean his competition on roster was just brought in. And
this is the assumption that Kenny Golladay himself is able to stay healthy, though.
Yeah, but he's not going anywhere. It's there.
Right.
Kadarius Toney.
Well, he could go to IR.
You know what I mean? Long term, he's going to be there over the next 3 years. He's going to be there.
Yeah.
He's going to be there.
Yeah.
So it isn't one of these situations where Toney is going to be the clear cut wide receiver 1 there. As soon as next season, we might not see.
So how would you let's rank these guys as far as their upside, and then I think I feel like we've kind of covered it.
I mean, their upside. Tony,
Kmet, TPJ.
Yeah, and DPJ and Kmet are pretty close to me. I know DPJ is a 6th rounder, but I mean, he's the most explosive player in that Browns offense from a receiving perspective. He's not going anywhere.
He can go up. He's a big body. He can go up and get it. And yeah, he's a bit of a deep threat.
And the coaching staff likes him. Yeah,
Tony's got the highest upside, but he has a lot of question marks and hurdles to clear. P. Diddy.
Yeah.
And Kmet, I would agree. I think at his peak, Kmet can be a top 12 tight end.
Yes.
Top 8.
Absolute ceiling, but I don't see that because we have so many tight ends here. I mean, Hawkinson, young tight ends. Andrews, Hawkinson,
Pitts.
Kittle, Pitts. Freiermuth is now in the conversation.
Freiermuth
Knox.
Knox is looking good.
You know, there are guys here where
How old
Logan Thomas is in there.
Andrews is
Logan Thomas is in there. Darren Waller is in there. Kelsey is still in there until further
Kelsey's
notice.
going to be fine for at least another 3 years.
Goddard is in there.
Goddard's in
Fant
there.
is in there. So where are you putting Kmet? Unless Kmet has a breakout year like Dawson Knox is having right now, he's top 12, top 14, top 16 for me moving forward, and he has all the promise in the world. Like an Irv Smith or an Adam Troutman. I could see the route to top tight end production, but there are too many guys ahead of you and too many roadblocks right now for me to say, yeah, I see it.
Makes sense.
Tight end's a weird position like that.
It is weird.
But he could do it.
Yep.
But thank you for your question, P. Diddy. It's not that I don't like Kmet. I just like other tight end prospects.
There's a lot of other guys who we do like as well.
Yep.
Anyway. And thanks again for the second super. Very kind.
Yep.
Rico Higgins is not the number one. Well, he's outperformed Chase 3 of the past 4 weeks. That's all I'll say. I didn't say Chase was supplanted as the number one. Higgins has outperformed him 3 of the past 4 weeks.
Sometimes Nick likes to smoke some crack and go out on a limb and say
sometimes I just
say
like
Higgins is the number one in Cincy over Jamar Chase.
Sometimes I just like to look at facts. I'm not saying he's permanently supplanting
No, I
Jamar
know. I'm just
Chase,
giving you a hard time.
but I'm not saying. I'm just saying. But anyway,
Greg Z.
Appreciate the kind words, Greg.
PPR league.
We like being here with you guys.
Yeah, this is fun.
But anyway, need one wide receiver.
Judy Myers, Bourne, Holiday.
Is that Galladay?
Trindon Holiday is.
Yeah, who's that last guy?
I'm guessing that's Galladay because.
But anyway, I mean, of these options, probably got to go Judy. Well, not necessarily. Kendrick Bourne's been popping. Snow game.
Bills no trade day.
True. What's the weather like expected to be in Kansas City?
No idea.
Oh, and the Broncos are so blah. Well, I mean, before the bye week, actually, Jerry Jeudy 6 for
Melvin
48
Gordon
on 9 targets.
No Melvin Gordon, more for Jeudy.
Targets. I gotta look at the Kansas City weather because they're playing at night, and it could be cold in Kansas City this time of year.
I don't love any of those options.
I'm defaulting
because
Jeudy hasn't
like blown the world on, lit the world on fire.
Actually, Kendrick Bourne is the one who has been playing the best recently.
Yeah, if anybody, I'm going Kendrick Bourne because trade day ain't out there.
That's true, but it's in the snow, right? Let's see. Kansas City weather, 29 degrees tomorrow night. Winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. So nothing as far as a concern. No precipitation.
But it's clear he's the number one in that offense.
Yes. Jeudy is, yes.
No. Bourne, right now. Kendrick Bourne is the number one wide receiver for the Pats, and it's not that close. Any other team comes in and we're saying we should be starting that team's number one wide receiver regardless of whether or not it's a snow game.
Actually, I want to speak to the point about the Buffalo weather. I'm just looking at weather.com right now. Buffalo weather Monday night. 26 degrees, so it's going to be cold. 7% chance of precipitation, but 83% of precipitation chance throughout the day. Partly cloudy skies, gusty winds early, a low of 26. The snow could clear out. Here's the kicker. Pun intended as far as Tyler Bass. Winds are 20 to 30 miles per hour expected. It might be tough throwing the ball tomorrow night in Buffalo. If you're talking 30 mile per hour winds.
That ain't nothing from Mac Jones. Hall of Famer.
Yeah, probably. Well, first of all, pivot off Bass if you have him. That 30 mile per hour wind worries me about the kickers. Same goes for Nick Folk. Two very high-powered, high-octane kickers, two top 5 minimum options this whole season. this might be the week to pivot off of both Nick Folk and Tyler Bass if we're talking about 30-mile-per-hour winds. Just throwing that out there. But because of the wind as a factor, I'm going to say Judy for you, Greg. The conditions are just a slightly more favorable.
Yeah, and in his favor, Bridgewater should have to air it out.
Right. It'll be gross.
So.
It'll be gross. It'll be ugly, but
yeah, I guess I go Judy there. And tight end, Foster or Ertz? I'm going Foster. I don't care. I know Ertz had a hot game.
He
popped had 2 hot games in the last, I think, 7
But
outings.
that was with Colt McCoy and no DeAndre Hopkins.
Right.
Foster Moreau's got a consolidated target share. I'm okay with Foster Moreau. He's going to see 100% of the snaps from the position.
Yeah, I'm going Foster Moreau. I'm not chasing the Ertz points.
I agree. It's close, but I'm going Foster.
And flex, Sanders or Jacobs? Smash spot for Sanders. And they're basically in the same tier for me.
Yeah.
In a vacuum, I think I would go edge Jacobs, but considering
the matchup,
the matchups, the game script, what we're projecting, you got to go Sanders.
Come on, Miles. Come on, Miles.
Yep.
Let's go. It's now or never. I said it last week. This time for real. If you can't do it against the Jets, if Miles goes for 15 carries, 60 yards tomorrow against the Jets, bench him for the rest of the season. But tomorrow, in this matchup, in this situation with a backup quarterback, come on, Miles. Sanders.
Yeah.
Sanders.
Oh, and Mark Ryan, you have.
Mark likes your analysis, by the way.
Hey, appreciate it, Mark.
And
you have Diggs, Ryan. I mean, Diggs is a great fantasy wide receiver. It might be tough this week.
You're playing him.
It might be tough this week because
Bill
likes to take away those number 1 offensive weapons for teams. And considering the weather, considering
I can't sit Diggs.
You can't sit Diggs, but I mean, I think he was talking about because he has Knox or Hawkinson. Then he has the Diggs. He has 2 players from the same offense. I think that's okay. Because it might not be a ceiling game for Diggs, but if it's not a ceiling game for Diggs, I think that spells that it's a ceiling game for Knox.
Okay. I like Knox tomorrow, but if I got to pick between him and somebody like Hawkins, then I am going to give the edge to Hawk.
Fair.
With no DeAndre Swift. But love Knox.
E111.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
He's helping us out with the technical stuff. Yeah, if you could have made
it's tough because we don't actually hear what we're saying. We have to rely on VU meters on a screen, or at least I have to rely on VU meters from a screen to see what the stream is getting. So I can't really judge based off of anything I'm hearing in the playback. I gotta look at a screen to judge if all the levels are correct. So I appreciate you helping us out there. And if it's ever wrong and or messed up in the future, definitely let us know. Much appreciated. Then yeah, man. Hey, that's still the toughest question that we've gotten in the chat today. Hallie or Alicia?
My point. My stance holds.
You got any other difficult questions for us? E111.
Yeah, let us know.
Rico Baptiste, what's Javonte Williams' rank for this week?
To the moon. How about that?
Is he your RB1?
No. He's easy top 10. He's easy top 10. Might be top 7 or 8. He's getting the lion's share of work.
And I
swear to, if Mike Boone gets 15 carries,
this is a week. You know, we don't have Henry. We don't have Kamara. Zeke is banged up. This is.
Yeah, the guys I put over him are Taylor, Eckler,
Mixon.
I almost said Najee. I'm right. He's the cutoff. That's where we're at. I'm trying to think who
Aaron
else.
Jones.
Who?
Aaron Jones. He's not playing this week. Right.
Bye week. Like but Nick Chubb's on bye. Oof. Yeah. Gibson's up there. I would put Gibson's up there with no J.D. McKissick, and Gibson has been coming to life the past couple of weeks. Top 6, top 7. I'm very bullish on Javonte this week.
He's probably my number 10 ranked. I don't think I can put him in top 7.
I'll do it.
But Nick will do it. So there you go. I mean, he's a really good play this week. There aren't many guys to that point.
Rico, we're
there
feeling good. There
aren't many guys
man.
that I feel confident that
we're
I would
feeling good,
that I would start
man.
over him. I like Javonte a lot this week.
We're feeling good.
Yep. She'd won. Hey, thanks to you, bro.
Yeah, when we were answering the super, she threw something in the chat. He said, between Alicia and Hallie, I'm going with whichever one gives it to me first. That made me laugh. That's pretty good.
I can't argue with that.
Can't argue. That's at the end of the day. That's probably the most correct answer.
Yeah. I used to have this argument. I'll bring it up amongst friends every once in a while. Every little bit of just.
Oh.
Penelope Cruz, Salma Hayek in the prime.
Yeah, Penelope Cruz versus Salma Hayek was always a friend debate. That was one. Yeah, Penelope versus Salma Hayek. That one is difficult. I don't want to touch that right now. But y'all can let us know what you think about that.
There you go.
Let's move on. Mark, should we be concerned about Hollywood Brown?
No. Lamar had coming off was he injured or was it COVID? And then Lamar had a bad game.
Hollywood missed a game due to injury.
There we go. It was injury.
So it was injury. I mean, whatever. That just means that
Hollywood was a wide receiver 1 up to that point.
Yeah, he's been top 10. So to that point,
he's fine.
He's got
your camera's great.
It'll fix itself. But he's got Mooney, Renfro, Ayuk, Hopkins, and Brown, and can only start 3. Hopkins, I'm going back to
Mooney.
I'm going back to the well on Hollywood, and then I'm making a difficult decision between Mooney and Ayuk personally. Hollywood's a top 10 wide receiver these past 2 weeks. Last week,
You got some good wide receivers here.
Yeah, you do. Any chance the trade deadline is still active? Try to get a running back for one of those guys.
Hopkins, you're not sitting Hopkins if he's playing.
Right.
Brown's been a top 10 wide receiver, so he brings up the rear. And I guess it's between Ayuk, Renfro, and Mooney for me.
I prefer Mooney.
Nick's been going Mooney all day. I've been going Ayuk all day.
John prefers Ayuk.
And Hunter Renfro is just a very good safe play, but
Renfro is the best wide receiver 5 I've seen.
He's the odd man out but I mean, yeah, he's the best wide receiver 5.
Renfro's got the safest floor, probably.
You got some great depth. Good
job.
But
I wouldn't worry about that I would go Hopkins. I would play Hollywood top 10 prior to the injury. Last week I don't put on him. Lamar had a bad game, and I think he still had like 7 for 50. Hollywood did. Lamar had a bad game, and Pittsburgh, no Joe Hayden. Hollywood should be just fine tomorrow. I would go Hopkins, Brown, Mooney. Mooney's been popping recently. Ayuk has as well, and his role should expand in the 49ers offense with no Debo. So I understand. This is a situation where it's like we both really like Mooney. We both really like Ayuk. I have a slight edge to Mooney. John has a slight edge to Ayuk. But I think I would say Hopkins and Brown for sure.
Yeah, I agree. You brought me around to Hollywood. Thank you for bringing me to my senses. Johnny James, it was Parker instead of Ingram.
Oh, so you drop Park? So you're saying is Parker a drop? Or are you saying is Parker worth keeping? Is that it then?
And also, what's Waddle's and Parker's role when both are playing? Waddle's role, I mean, he's not going to be getting 12 targets a game. But he's still...
maybe not this matchup specifically against the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, 10, not out of the question.
Yeah, 8 should be... he'll still deliver.
8 to 10 is what you should be expecting from him. He's still their wide receiver 1. Devontae Parker doesn't come in and steal a ton of work.
No.
Honestly, I think he might steal more work from Gesicki than he does from Waddle at this point. think Waddle is very solidified, and we've seen
Waddle's
Gesicki take a
locked
little
in.
bit of a step back over the last few
Waddle's
weeks.
locked in.
So yeah,
There's no reason that they should stop going to Waddle. And as far as could get Sony instead of Ingram, I would do that because we expect Kamara to come back healthy next week.
yeah. Sorry, excuse me. But yeah, we hope that helps Johnny.
Yeah, but
Casey-
like Parker's not necessarily a hold, Johnny. Ingram, I would say, is a hold. I wouldn't pick Parker up over Ingram. I would pick up Sony over Ingram.
Agreed.
So there you go. Sony's the pickup. Ingram can be the drop. Parker can be left on waivers. Waddle's a stud.
ATG 9 HD started CD Lamb already. Have Eli Edge, my other running back. Okay.
Yeah, you feel good about that playing Seattle tomorrow. You're good.
Casey Royals, Matt Breida or David Montgomery in
What's up,
RB2.
Casey?
I have Saquon in the flex. It's David Montgomery.
It's got to be David.
I like Breida.
It's got to be Montgomery.
I like Breida, but it's got to be David Montgomery and Barkley, and I feel decent about that.
Yeah, I feel okay about that. I like Breida, and I think he's, I think he's going to have a role moving forward. I think he's going to have a decent opportunity to be a contributor and with RB3 upside rest of season. But I can't bench a healthy David Montgomery.
Nope.
Even in a bad matchup, doesn't matter. They're at home. They need him.
Sheet 1, you already know. There you go. Now I see it.
Yeah, that made me. We were going over going over P Diddy's question, and
Yeah.
I started giggling to myself. Anyway,
Yo, Bender, what's going on?
what's up, Bender? Sorry,
Much
we're
appreciated,
taking a little.
much
Sorry,
appreciated.
everybody. We're taking a little while to get down to these questions and comments. We are going to get to everybody, we promise. And if we miss you, definitely let us know. But we will get to all
Yeah, if we
y'all.
miss you, it's Nick's fault. I had nothing to do with it.
Sure. Fine.
Ha.
No, you're dealing with your camera stand's falling over there. You're definitely
Yeah,
gonna
hey,
miss
the
some
world's falling. The Matrix is.
You took the red pill, not me.
No, man, it's these agents, bro. They messing with me.
Okay, well, you're gonna throw your back out trying to fight them.
Shh.
Anyway,
So hostile, bro. I see. Fine. I see it. I see it.
hey,
Hey. Elout, what's going on?
getting straight from John took the red pill. I don't know why,
I
but
don't.
he took it.
You keep saying that.
Well, I took the blue pill, and I'm currently living in blissful ignorance.
You don't know
because
what I
I'm
took.
not in the Matrix right now. Anyway,
Whatever. Bottom line is, I'm hyped for the. I'm cautiously optimistic about this new Matrix movie. that's
about the
coming
new
out.
movie,
It's gonna be. I have a feeling it's gonna be terrible.
Oh, it's gonna be awful.
But I'm hyped because it's the first movie is one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's a phenomenal movie.
So I'm hyped to just
Is
go
it
on-
dated
go on
at
a-
this point? Do you think the Matrix is dated? Like
No, man,
I
I
don't
recently watched
forget
it,
2 and 3.
and because I know more about computers now than I did when it came out.
Like, does it like? Do you watch
makes
it now
more
and go
sense.
like?
It makes more sense.
Okay, fair you go.
And the
Fair
second and third one technically make more sense now
enough. Okay, fair enough.
because I know about how computers work and all that crap.
Fair enough. There's more conspiracy.
It doesn't make them
theories
any
out there
better,
these
but it
days.
makes them a little bit more. You can understand them a little more.
You can I guess
The second
I
and
guess
third
the,
one aren't
the
much
concept
better.
the concept aged very well. How about that?
Yes, there we go.
Concept aged incredibly well.
Where were we before we got off on that tangent? Sorry, guys.
Robert Mitchell, you're welcome.
yeah.
He had the question about Kyler. You're
E111.
welcome. Hopefully that helps. And yeah, I understand if you don't want to tell. Well, let's put it this way: if we screw things up for you, then tell your league about us.
Yeah, if we start
We'll screw
slipping,
things up for them too. Hopefully not.
no, I know how it is. I used to find my little secret weapons and not tell anybody what I was doing, what apps I was using, all that stuff. But
I still have a website that I'll take to the grave with me. I
you
still
won't even
have a
tell
website.
me business secret. Come on,
No,
you're not even telling E111.
no.
Yeah, if it was
I'm
me,
here to help. I get my
If it was
information
me,
so I
yeah,
can help
would've-
you.
If it was
But
me,
at the-
I would
remember, man, have you heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Only too many times.
Yeah, there you go.
Elout, I got 2 wide receivers in the flex to fill. OBJ, Cooks, Reynolds, Jawan Jennings, Ertz. Who do I pick? I mean, OBJ, Cooks, it looks like he's playing, so you got to
I got to play Cooks
out
if
of
he's
those,
in. If he's
yeah.
active, I got to play Cooks.
And then probably
Among
Reynolds.
these options, I got to play Odell because he came to life last week.
And then probably Reynolds in the flex for me.
Yeah, I think Reynolds is a decent spot start tomorrow. He has quietly become, for whatever this is worth, the Lions wide receiver 1. Again, if I'm going to say the same, but if I'm going to say the same thing about Hawkinson with DeAndre Swift, DeAndre Swift's massive target share has to go somewhere tomorrow. The Lions play the Vikings. Absolutely nothing scary about the matchup by those numbers. And if we're to believe, any given game that the Lions are going to be playing from behind, that favors the pass catchers. So yeah, those first three. I think Reynolds is a very popular, trendy DFS play tomorrow. For anybody who plays
really
DFS,
cheap, and he's getting those.
Right, he's dirt
yeah,
cheap.
He's the
on,
cheapest
on,
wide
on,
receiver
on,
1, probably besides Elijah Moore / Corey Davis.
Yeah. Right. So that makes sense. So he's a trendy DFS play tomorrow. But to that point, a lot of people like Reynolds for tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going those first 3. If Cooks is randomly out, then I'll chase the points from Zach Ertz. But it sounds like Cooks is going to play.
Agreed. And I hope Cooks plays.
I hope Cooks plays as well. Jawan Jennings, we gotta see it. Jawan Jennings feels, no offense to Jawan Jennings, this feels like a trap. Like somebody's getting all hyped up all through the week, but then there's
always a hype.
Then Trent Sherfield reemerges tomorrow.
There's always a hyped up 49ers wide receiver.
Just anytime anybody goes down, everybody's always trying to pinpoint the guy who's going to be the next one up. It's like it rarely works out.
Dante Pettis.
Oh God!
There's always a hyped Niners wide receiver, and Jawan Jennings is just that guy this week. I'm not chasing it.
I can't chase those points.
Iron never lies.
What's up, Iron?
What's going on? I can play 4 running backs and have Najee, Gibson, Javonte, Madison, and Mitchell.
Jesus.
Which one would you bench?
Holy hell! I've been saying I'll even with all of these stud options, I can't sit Elijah Mitchell against the Seahawks tomorrow.
Are you sitting Madison?
Yeah.
I mean, you hate to sit anybody from that group, but you got to sit one. I'm sitting Najee.
I'm not sitting Najee. I'm not sitting Gibson, and I'm not sitting Javonte.
And I'm not sitting Mitchell in this matchup. So you're sitting Madison by default.
I guess I'm sitting Madison.
Great depth, man.
Am I really gonna sit Madison?
Who are you benching? Are you sitting Gibson then?
No. I love Gibson tomorrow without J.D. McKissick. I think, as bullish as I am on Javonte Williams,
you have to sit Madison. You have to.
Crap.
You have to.
He's playing the Lions.
It sucks.
He's playing the Lions. Do I bench Javonte? What's gotten into me?
No, you can't do that. You just said he was a top 7 back. You can't turn around and bench him unless those guys
Madison,
are all.
For this week, Madison might be in that top 7 too.
No,
He's playing the Lions.
You have to bench one of them. I'm benching
Madison's
Madison.
been an RB1 without
I understand
Dalvin
that.
Cook.
You have to bench one of them, and I'm benching Madison.
I'm benching Madison too. You just got to hold your nose.
If you could play all 5, you'd play all 5. You can't do that. You got to start 4. Props to Iron Never Lies for being in that situation. I mean, that's a great situation to be in.
Oh, God.
Marcus, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, sit Madison iron, but I don't feel good about that at all. Marcus, what's up?
Yo, yeah.
Yes,
Nick has been ready to unleash Javonte Williams all season.
I am ready for
Javonte
Williams season.
Now is the week.
Ready.
Yep.
I've been waiting for this for years. All right,
Brady Hill, Gesicki or Moreau?
Foster in a consolidated target share. He should get 100% of the targets. Gesicki's got to deal with Devontae Parker being back. Nothing scary about the matchup against the Giants, but Moreau's got the better matchup and fewer targets, fewer to have to deal with. Less competition is what I meant to say for Foster.
Yeah.
I think Foster's a good spot start tomorrow, Brady.
I do too. King Liano, Tevin Coleman or Alex Collins standard. This is kind of the tier break for me. I'm going Tevin Coleman.
This is a tier break as like Collins is dealing with an injury. I think the Adrian Peterson signing that spells
damning.
Bad news.
Yeah,
for Alex Collins.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
Like, one, he hasn't been producing, and two, he's injured. He's dealing with an injury. So yeah, Tevin Coleman. Oh, we got a super.
Yeah, thank you, Johnny Cause.
Johnny, what's going on, man? Appreciate that very much.
PPR need 3 running backs from Javonte, Mitchell, Madison, Jamal Williams, and J-Rob. Ooh.
Wow.
This
is a situation where
J-Rob might be injured, so you got to keep an eye on that.
J-Rob's coming into the game questionable with a heel injury.
You're starting Javonte and Mitchell this week.
No doubt.
Up. So it's
and I'm starting
who do you
Madison.
Pick? Madison, Williams, J-Rob.
I'm starting Madison.
J-Rob might be injured. Madison, Williams. I'm starting Madison. Better offense.
I'm starting Madison against the Lions. Here's what I'll say about Jamal Williams, who I like and is a damn good player. I can't get Jermar Jefferson out of my head. I think he has a bit of Jamal Williams is the one. He's going to be the RB1 tomorrow for the Lions.
Jermar Jefferson is underrated. Straight up.
I think Jermar Jefferson is going to mix in tomorrow. Yeah. I really do.
And
I think he's going to take enough work away from Jamal Williams where if these are my options.
You think Jermar Jefferson's going to mix in?
Yes. Pun intended. He's going to mix in. He's going to Joe mix in. To that point, with all of these guys, I hate to suggest sitting James Robinson, who I've really warmed up to over the past 2 years. He is the literal not literal, but he's the definition of diamond in the rough. He is so good. He's not just like fortune found him or favors him. He's just good. It is a travesty that he wasn't drafted, but I don't want to get down that rabbit hole. He's dealing with a heel injury. The Jacksonville offense is the most anemic of these. Well, the Lions are worse, but Jamal Williams has probably a better opportunity. I'm sitting James Robinson and I'm sitting Jamal Williams. I think Javonte is in a smash spot. Elijah Mitchell is in the most smash spot of going against Seattle. Javonte doesn't have Melvin Gordon, so he's going to get most of the backfield work. I think Mike Boone has a chance to mix in a little bit. But Jermar Jefferson, I think, is a much more underrated player than Mike Boone at this point. And then I'm going Madison, who is just a proven RB1 when Dalvin Cook doesn't play.
Hot take, San Fran should have drafted Jermar Jefferson over Trey Sermon.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
I don't hate that. Rest in peace, Trey Sermon. That didn't work out at all. Javonte without Melvin Gordon. Elijah Mitchell in a smash spot against Seattle, who gives up 1 million points against running backs for fantasy purposes, and Alexander Madison, who in his past 3 games without Dalvin Cook has been a bona fide, unquestioned RB1 as far as the performance he has delivered. I like Jamal Williams. He should get 15, 17 touches tomorrow. But the situation favors those first 3 much more. And James Robinson is coming into this game with a heel injury against the Rams. He should be fine catching the ball, but this Jaguars offense is not impressive.
Yeah, I'd agree. Go with those first 3.
Those first 3, Johnny.
Yep. Thank you for the Superman.
Thank you
for coming in 2 weeks in a row. Appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate that.
All right, where were we? Tevin Coleman or Alex Collins, King.
Yep, we said Coleman, and we're sticking with that. King,
Brett,
Tevin Coleman.
All right, Brett. I don't know
Okay,
anything
Brett.
about cults and who's
I don't know what
into
all
what
that's about.
religion or whatever. All I know is, back in the day, a younger me would always go Selma.
You said Salma, right? I say Penelope. She's goddess.
Hey, there was that one movie they both did together, and it was phenomenal. I forget which one it was.
What movie was that?
I don't know, but there's one
We'll have to
scene in
look
that
that
movie that is like, you should, go ahead,
X-rated?
Go and check it out. Just go and check it out. Yeah,
I'll
great.
take a look. I'll take a look.
Yes. Johnny
Anyway.
Jones, Parker pickup.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Sony, yeah. So we got Sony pick up for Ingram. Parker can stay on waivers.
Tim Shields, what's going on?
What's up, Tim? Oh, yeah. So a lot of people are wondering about Henderson and Sony tomorrow. Do you start
Hey,
Henderson?
Tune in tomorrow morning. We'll be in here 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
and
Eastern.
As soon as something comes across the ticker about whether Henderson's going to play or not, we'll have a better idea.
Which we might not get though, because they do play in the later window. But hopefully we do. Hopefully we do. Hopefully we do.
Well, tune in regardless.
But yeah, Tim, if Henderson plays, Eileen Henderson, I will just say this, and I could be wrong about this. This is just like how I perceive the situation. Because Henderson didn't get a ton of practice this week, he only got a limited session in on Friday. If the Rams are up big in this game, like if you think the Rams are going to be winning by 2 scores, 3 scores in the fourth quarter, and they're just salting the game away, I think they're going to call upon Sony. That's all I'll say. That being said, an active Henderson, if I'm between these two specifically and I can only start one, I'm playing an active Henderson. If Henderson's out, obviously your decision is easy. But if Henderson is active, if they think enough of being able to activate Henderson, then they're probably going to start Henderson. So I'm going to play Henderson.
Yeah. If Henderson's playing, I'm playing him. He's not playing Sony.
Between these options, if Henderson is in,
tomorrow.
Yep.
Cali Loco, what's going on?
What's
Good
up,
evening
Cali?
to you too. He's still scrub RB diving.
Scrub
All right.
RB diving.
Start 2, Jeff Wilson Jr., Sony Michelle, Collins, Dallas.
Sony's
Breida.
not a Sony's
I mean,
not a
Sony
scrub.
and Breida are not
Sony and
scrubs this week.
Breida. Yeah.
Start
you
2.
can start 2.
Sony
yeah,
and Breida.
Sony and Breida.
Sony and Breida.
Absolutely. Avoid the Seattle backfield because Collins might not play. Collins might not
Peterson's
play.
going to mix into some amount, and
Adrian
Rashad
Peterson
Penny technically
signing
is healthy again, so
Yeah.
he's going to get meaningless touches. So yeah, there's going to be a weird amount of. There's going to be an RBBC here, and it's going to get ugly until they figure this out. If they figure this out.
To the point that I just made about Tim's question about if I had to pick between Henderson and Sony, I would go Henderson. But if I'm between Sony and like these guys, I'm going Sony.
Yeah.
Because I do think Sony's gonna get, I'll just say, like, I think 40% of the touches is not out of the realm of possibility with a healthy Henderson this week, or an active Henderson this week. He's not healthy, but if he's active, I could see 40% of the work coming in for Sony. Is there, so like 7-8 points might be the ceiling with an active Henderson.
And I'm not picking up Ty Johnson this week, to your question.
No, I'm not picking up Ty Johnson. He has seemingly fallen by the wayside, and I don't trust anybody as long in the Jets offense.
If Mike White was playing, maybe, but
if Mike White was playing, then I'd say pick up Ty Johnson, but it's Zach Wilson.
Yep.
Seeing ghosts out there, Zach Wilson.
Using nerd.
So yeah, Callie, Sony, and Breida.
Start Hawkinson or Knox this week.
Stop using nerd.
Hey, appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
We got this question earlier. I was on the Knox train. Nick was on the Hawkinson train.
I'm on the Hawkinson train with DeAndre Swift being out, and therefore a huge target share is available. And Hawk has come back to life a little bit the past couple of weeks after a brutal, was it week 9?
Yeah.
Where he zeroed against Pittsburgh. Came back to life a little bit the past couple of weeks, or week 10.
That was the game where DeAndre Swift had like 33 rushes.
He had like 30 rushes, yeah. Not even catches, just like 30 carries.
Yeah.
So I would go Hawkinson without DeAndre Swift. John likes Knox for his upside, and obviously much better offense, much better quarterback. So that's an argument that I always understand and gravitate to.
And it's a team where they're gonna have to get a little bit more creative against them. They're not just gonna be able to force feed Stephon Diggs all game. So I think Knox gets a little bit more of an uptick in usage in this game because the Bills are going to have to get creative against Bill Belichick.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will.
But I like Hockenson a lot. So neither are bad plays.
No,
You're
they're both
talking
good.
About,
I would
like maybe my TE3 and my TE4 or 5 this week. But I'm going Knox here.
Hockenson, high floor. Knox, high ceiling.
Yeah. Elout, glad we could help.
Yeah, hopefully that helps.
Johnny Cause, thank you again for the super.
Yeah.
And
obviously Javonte they might key on him a little bit, but
yeah, but he's going to be the only one out there.
He should get all the work. Mike Boone might mix in a little bit.
Yeah, not much.
But I have no reason to believe Javonte doesn't see 20 touches. 15 minimum.
Agreed. And Tim Shields, better question. I liked your other question too.
Yeah, I like that question.
Since it's a later game, if I don't want to wait, do I trust waiting or do I play Russell Gage or Kyle Pitts?
I understand
play Pitts over
wanting
Gage.
I understand wanting to move off of Pitts, but
not for Gage.
I'll play Pitts over Russell Gage. I'll play Pitts over Russell Gage. Is it a later game? I thought there was. No, they play in the 1 o'clock window. The Henderson, the Rams play in the later window. Got it. Okay, so is it Russell Gage, Kyle Pitts, or one of the Rams running backs? No, I'm waiting. Actually, no. Okay, all right. Sorry, I understand now. I'm waiting. to see what happens. I'm playing an active Henderson over. I'm playing a Henderson at 60% of the snaps. I'm like, that's a kind of a educated guess over Gage or Pitts.
Yes.
I don't trust this Falcons offense right now one bit. I know the matchup is pretty favorable by the numbers. The Bucs secondary is in complete shambles. In addition to losing Antonio Brown, they lost Mike Edwards, the safety, for the same issue. So he's also suspended.
And
so
Henderson's
a thin
been
secondary.
the RB12 on the year.
Yeah, a thin secondary gets even thinner. So I understand Gage, Pitts have a good matchup by the numbers. This Falcons offense just can't be trusted right now. There's no way. I am waiting to see what happens with the running backs, and I will play Sony with no Henderson, or I'll play Henderson if he's active over those Falcons.
Yep. And Iron Never Lies. I'm gonna call this the last question. Thank you for everybody that's in here, but thanks for the moment. I was thinking about benching Najee. For who?
Yeah, I mean, look, they're playing the Ravens. I know you're thinking like what, but the Ravens by the numbers are pretty strong against the run. Najee's a top. Is he the RB 6 or 7 on the year?
Yeah. 4 in PPR, 7 in standard, 6 in half PPR.
He has to be in there.
You have to have him in. You have to have Gibson in. You have to have Javonte in. You have to have Mitchell in this week. You gotta sit Madison, even though you're talking about probably benching a top 10 back.
He's gonna put up RB1 numbers,
but no matter
all
what,
those other guys
going,
should too.
Right, they're all top 10 running backs, I believe, this week.
Yeah.
So it's really,
by the way,
since
it's
a
dynasty
preferential thing, but
since it's dynasty, keep all those guys. Don't trade them. Don't next year or whatever. Don't even if somebody offers you a wide receiver 1, I'd be like, no, I'll keep my backs. For the record. But anyway, play Najee.
If you can
they're all young, they're all
get
good.
Something from Madison, maybe, considering he's not a RB1, maybe you can
find the Cook owner and ask him for a first
round
pick.
But I'm not moving off of any of those other guys in Dynasty because they're all young and they all have the number 1 slot in their offense right now. Madison, I'd move off of. If
Javonte, we expect that to happen next year, but yes.
Yeah.
But that brings us to the end of the chat.
Yes, sir. Thank you for everybody in here. Thank you for everybody who asked questions. Thank you for all the supers. Thank you for all the support each and every week.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. We love doing this. Love hanging out with everybody.
And we'll
like
be
John
back
said,
tomorrow morning.
We will be back 10 a.m. Eastern. Probably cut it off to around noon. I have some plans that I have to get to. right
Ew.
before the games. So probably go for a couple of hours tomorrow, probably around like noonish, noon Eastern.
What, you hanging out with Marshawn Lynch? What's going on?
Yeah, you don't know. We're already
Out
friends.
in Cali.
Me, Marshawn, and Gritty. Gritty's gonna be there. He's bringing popcorn.
That would be a wild group.
That would be fun as hell. But anyway, 10 a.m. Eastern, more start, sit, help. Probably things become a little bit clearer as far as injury designations. So hopefully we can help you guys out a little bit further if you need any more help. Have a great night. We'll see y'all tomorrow.